Today, once again, is that day, and we'll be getting down to it shortly. Thank you guys for being here, getting down to the brass tacks. The reality is here, it is sinking in. These foaming fanboys have finally found something they think is right, but let's get down to it. A couple days ago, Aaron TKO, member of the community, tagged me, I think he tagged me in the Discord that we have. Here, let me get this going too, just so we can have something on the screen for anyone who's got to look at multiple things at once. But I was tagged in this post in the Discord in the bait section, and I couldn't tell if it was real or it's hard to tell. It's bait. It's the bait section, so who knows? But once I started digging deeper, people started getting very pissed off that it was stated from Bethesda support, a seemingly official page on Twitter, that Starfield would have no disc, and people started to lose their minds. There was nothing but digital for Starfield, supposedly. Now, this is not true today. Today there is factual evidence supporting the reality that there will be a disc with the standard edition, and that everyone is freaking out for nothing. Once again, false information just sliding through the community like a slithery snake. It's just as simple as this, people. It comes with a disc. You'll have the standard edition where you get the disc. Collectors, I believe, has a code, and such and such. That to me is crap. I think there should be a disc with every edition, or if it's digital only, it should be a reduced price, which would have been my problem today. But now that the news has dropped just about a few hours ago, something like that, Starfield will have a disc, so there's nothing to really freak out about. And these seething, foaming people are latching onto this idea that this game is going to suck. Seethe harder. It's not going to suck. The attitude going into this makes all the difference. Of course, if you want to have a bad time, you'll have a bad time. It's very easy to have a bad time and pretend something sucks. But it's hard to actually dig deep into those details and find, what makes the mechanics so great, what makes this the next best RPG in history. We'll find out. We'll be talking about this and more today. What up, Inverted Axis? We've got Merc in the house. What up, John Cacalis? We got King Venom. Mooey. What up, Dylan? I exist, and damn, it feels good. What up, Rias? Starfield is better than Spooderman. I would literally RKO Spider-Man through a stack of tables. Spider-Man, I feel like I've played every Spider-Man game multiple times. I've been playing since the PlayStation. The original. The original Spider-Man didn't even have roads. Didn't have streets. You were in the sky the whole time. And, well, up until the end. But it's like, it wasn't this big, crazy open world that they're trying to put all of this money into. It impressed me back then with what it was, and it was a fine Spider-Man game. And moving forward, it's like, how much crazier can we get? Because I haven't really felt it with Spider-Man. If there's a peak, I haven't felt it. If there's some type of amazing moment, I missed it. I watched pretty much the entire game on YouTube, and what is there? What is there? I guess some people like fighting and doing these button combos and slamming all these enemies around, but it just seems on rails, and like I've done this like 50 times. Not trying to stop anyone from enjoying it, but it's just not my cup of tea. Starfield's gonna straight up knock it into the next century. I mean, holy shit. The comparison is not even to be made. It's a embarrassing comparison. You've got a movie game that relies on fixed animations like all the time. It's like, as opposed to a game where you can live. You can live in Starfield. You can have a house, multiple houses, multiple homes. You can have a family. You can have... Well, the family part is kind of like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you can exactly do. But there is an option to have parents. And that's like... that's kind of interesting. What up, Kabazia? Yo, we got Philo in the house too? Yo, Aaron TKO, shout out to you, man. Part of this live stream is thanks to you. When you tagged me in the bait section, I said, oh my god. People are going to lose their shit. They're going to pick up their pitchforks and torches and they're going to run. Full sprint. And well, I was going to live stream my reaction to that, but I'm like, it's just an off day. But today the news has dropped. It is official. Let me get to it. Okay, so I was just bouncing around. I typed in Starfield disc, Starfield physical copy, and you know what? All the top stories were like, Bethesda's Twitter account states Starfield's physical version won't include a disc. There are no physical discs, says Bethesda support. And it's all fake now. It's all false. This is all false shit. And my god, what they are just pushing their narrative against this game as hard as they can. They want Xbox to sink into the ocean. They don't give a flying fudge. It's pretty sad, but here we go. Starfield Standard Edition is included with Xbox Game Pass. Hello. Thank you for the support.
Super Smith donated $5 through Super Chat.
Yo, Super TD Smith coming through. Man, we're a hippo on wheels today. I gotta move like a freight train forward. This is a magnificent time to be a gamer. But there are so many pushing against that narrative that it's a great time to be a gamer. It's a fantastic time. This is like, this is another peak. This is another peak like we've gotten so many times before. Starfield is one of those peaks, and the game disc is included with physical purchases of Xbox Standard Edition. Boom. Game code included with physical purchases on PC Standard Edition. Maybe that's where they were getting at. I don't know. They've made the mistake multiple times now, so it might have been deliberate. It might have been deliberately said just to get people's reaction. You know, get people talking. Get Starfield to the tippy top of all news articles every day for months to come. I'll tell you this, though. Spending $99.99 on this son of a... Whew. I hope it's worth it. If we buy a broken game, I will expose it for... Well, what's the longest a stream can be before it's deleted? 11 hours and 59 minutes or something like that? I'll stream it for that long. If it's broken, well, I mean... I won't stop the stream, actually, at that point. I just film it all day, every day, forever. Just don't turn off the game. Melt the console. No, but seriously, I'll be spending quite a pretty penny on this game to play it 5 days early. That's one of the benefits you can get. Up to 5 days early access for the Premium Edition. Which... does not include a disc. From what I can tell. Base game available. See, I do not like where we're at right now. But also, I accept where we're at right now. Someone was like, Dylan, you just gonna sit there and accept? Yeah, because how can you fight back against an entire thing? It's like the future is coming no matter what. What, you're gonna try to build a time machine? It's just not reality. So while I say I don't like where we're at right now with this game disc stuff, the physical editions and whatnot, I want the option to be there, especially if it's going to be $70, but I'm fine with this going away because all physical editions in the last however long have sucked. I remember getting GTA 5 for the second time, and it was just garbage. It was garbage compared to what they released first off the bat, you know. The Xbox One copies of games, they ruined it all. Ruined all of it. I don't want anything to do with physical copies anymore. But then again, I don't have a physical system. It's all over. It's all over in that regard. What up, God of Frogs? Dylan, will I be playing the new AEW wrestling game, or is it not my cup of tea? I don't really play wrestling games. I used to. SmackDown versus Raw, where you could build the arena. Well, maybe that was actually Raw too. Back when it was good is when I played wrestling games. Wrestling, the fans have destroyed it. The fans, the writers, everybody. The performers, man, they put fat wrestlers in the ring, okay? And I mean like people who can't physically do cool moves, or it's like there's got to be some type of standard. There's got to be some type of like, okay, Rikishi was a great oversized wrestler. He was like triple size, but he still did the moves. And the fans, especially the fans, have destroyed wrestling. I haven't been interested since I seen them just standing there without a reaction. However many years ago, I said this thing's done. They destroyed wrestling. And I know AEW is like a new thing and whatnot, but dude, it just looks cheap. It just looks cheap. Cheap makes sense because it's a new and upcoming organization. It's not like WWE with 2K and shit, which those blow. Oh my god. It's just different times, man. Unfortunately. Used to like NBA, but you know what? Destroyed those games as well. Either they're too much of a simulator, it relies too much on chance, or it's just not as fun. Just not as fun as it used to be. Will you put the game on the disc at 0% cost, Phil? That's a question only they can answer. As soon as games go completely digital is the day I will no longer buy games. See, this is the mentality we gotta stay away from, man, because this is coming. So, I've been saying this for over a year now. It's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time. Since Xbox One premiered, that's when it started. That's when it started. But there's nothing you can do, man. There's nothing you can do. Not buy games? Not be a gamer? That's worse than anything I could think of. So basically, we're going to put the number into, well, if I can find it. By the way, Dr. Disrespect is playing a weird game earlier. I don't know what that was, but damn, most views I've ever seen on that channel. Are you sure, Mr. Spencer? Phil? Phil? Are you sure? Should have been 1.0 version of the game. What do you mean, Merc? Like like an unpatched, unrevised version of the game? Or I don't know. Here, I'm going to have to figure out how to put the number in the chat without always going to the same thing. But we will be opening the lines today once again to speak on this physical edition stuff. I had a much stronger title earlier. It was, well, I don't know what the title is now. Starfield will have a disc, Seethe. That's actually pretty good. But no, earlier I said, what was it? Physical gaming is on life support. Well, that's the truth, man. That's the truth. It's going to inevitably go away. I've just been trying to prepare for that day. And you know what? I'm already at this brick wall of a situation. I only have digital consoles now. There is no point. And also, you know what? I just noticed something today as well. Let me see. I've got 2 monitors here. Let's see what kind of music we're working with today. We got a decently length show. So we're going to be hanging out for a bit. Let me see here. There was some news today. Oh, about Batman. Physical copies of the upcoming Batman Arkham Trilogy for Switch will only have 1/3 of the games on the cartridge. The rest are digital only. Man, it's already begun. The end is nigh. Digital is taking over. They're gauging everyone's thoughts on that right now, just to see how many people would actually not buy the game. Alan Wake 2 will be one of those games that is definitively not purchasable physically. Which, to me, it was inevitable. Who's just gonna take the first step? Imagine, though, Batman on the Nintendo Switch at 12 frames a second. Whew. Let me see if I can get this number properly. There's so many different ways to do this, but I always do it the dumb, stupid way. Go to the community tab. Then we go over here. What up, DP? We got the double penetrator in the house. How do? Consider calling into my show if you've got an opinion on this matter. And if you don't have an opinion on this matter, I don't want to hear the chitter chatter. Let's see what you guys think. Is gaming dead? Did the physical edition just die? I'll tell you what, if it was murdered, the gamer is holding the knife. The gamer is the reason we're here today. The seething, foaming, dreadful mouths, crying all the livelong day. Do they have anything to say? Or is it me in charge? Oh wait, it always is me in charge. Ah, delicioso. Inverted. We need another medium that could be as cheap as a disc, but surpass the threshold of 100 gigabytes. I think we need SD cards. Micro SD cards. Applicable to all of this technology. It's so cheap. It's so cheap! John Kakalis, could Starfield run on Switch? No, it would be on fire in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, but the Nintendo Switch has no power. Zero. Young Meds earlier said, what was it? Damn it, I'm going to Twitter. We're talking about the game of the year. And that glitchy-ass game could be game of the year, Tears of the Kingdom. Dropping frames all day. Oh, howdy there.
What's up, Dylan? How's it going, man?
Oh, man, I exist.
Yeah, man. Glad to see you coming up and shit, you know what I mean? Glad to see your YouTube channel doing good, et cetera, et cetera. Glad to see the growth.
Hell yeah, thank you very much. How are you this fine day?
I'm all right, man. I've been tuning in, man. I be tuning in all the time. You know what I mean? One of your avid viewers. I'm pretty new, though, because I just found your channel. I just always saw you on Michael's Life, and I seen you had your own channel and shit, so. But it's pretty cool over here.
Yeah,
the Cantu Fuego beats. I be commenting in your comment section all the time, whatever.
Oh.
But
yeah, man.
Yeah. So, is it coming out with a physical disc or no?
100% coming out with a physical disc, standard edition.
Whoa. 100%? What?
Yeah, Bethesda.net. This article right here, man.
Is that that's new?
I don't know when they posted this. This must have been, let me see. See if they're June 11th. No, it's not new. So people freaked out over nothing.
I don't know. Maybe we're getting some new news. I just looked a second ago and it said 23 hours ago is when it got confirmed. Well, what it was saying that it's not going to come with a physical disc. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not. All I want to say is if they don't put a physical disc in this game, one of their biggest games, I don't know. I can't speak on Xbox because they're a successful company, so I'm not going to say they're making a mistake. They know better than me, obviously. But it's going to be disappointing for the consumer. That's what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Because, people want the disc, and people like how the shelves look on how the games look on their shelves, et cetera, et cetera. And with no disc, Like, come on, man. Are they really trying to physically push us towards all digital? You know what I mean? I mean, they've been doing that, but what do you think?
Slowly, they will be pushing us harder. This was just like a test, I think. You know, they said the same thing before about another game that, oh, there might not be a physical disc, and everyone freaked out, and then they went back on their word. I think it was Redfall wasn't supposed to have a disc version, but boom, and that changed instantly.
Okay, so Redfall did end up having a disc version.
Yeah, surprisingly enough.
Okay, so they might have just put it out there to test, and they saw the backlash, and then they said, "Oh no, we're gonna put a physical disc in there for now."
Yeah.
Hey, gotta do what you gotta do, man. And you guys got a lot of confidence in Starfield, man. You guys got a lot of confidence in this game, man. I don't understand how. I mean, it looks like a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it looks like a good game. You get what I'm saying? Like more of the same, like a whole big hump of mid.
A hunk of mid, man.
I mean, I didn't want to say the other measurement of it, but you give it a whole bunch of mid. That's what it looked like.
Right on, man. I understand. But look, if you enjoyed,
You know what I mean? So,
dude, if you enjoyed Skyrim, Oblivion, I'll tell you this: you're probably going to enjoy the fuck out of Starfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I did enjoy. I didn't play Oblivion, but I did enjoy Skyrim. Skyrim was nice.
Oh,
Skyrim was nice, and I mean, you're right. You know, hopefully, there'll be more of that. The next level, see where they bring it. You got a point there. So, I'm not looking at it negative. I just don't see how you guys are so not enthused, but so confident in this. Because I'm kind of shaky on it. You know what I mean? But we'll see, man. I am hoping it's good.
Shit, man.
But I'm hoping it's not No Man's Sky too.
Whew.
I'm the first one on the internet to make that comparison. No Man's Sky 2. I said it on Michael's show a long time ago. Then all of a sudden, everybody's talking about No Man's Sky 2. That's going to be like No Man's Sky or that other game. I forgot what it's called, but another base game. But I want to ask you, are you on that Final Fantasy?
Nah, man. It just seems boring. Button mashing simulator.
Bro, listen. Yo, listen. Yo, I gotta literally argue with everyone about this. I'm arguing with my homeboys, and I gotta argue with you. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you, but you get what I'm saying. Now I gotta talk to you about it. I understand your hesitation in buying Final Fantasy because I liked Final Fantasy 7. I beat most of it. It was 4 discs or 3 discs back in the day, so I only got like second disc. Final Fantasy 8, I beat that game. I actually beat it. And then Final Fantasy 9, it got garbage to me. Remember, it was like underwater soccer and all that. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy 9, I think. Yeah, and they got whacked from Final Fantasy 9 all the way up. And I've always, wanted a Final Fantasy, but this one right here, I'm trying to explain to people that it's. I mean, it's not the same Final Fantasy. If you even look, it's a lot of backlash because a lot of people are mad that it's not the same Final Fantasy. You know what I mean? But I cannot express this enough. That game is fire. I'm talking about it's literally the best game I've ever played, probably. And I've been playing it. I probably got like 15, 20 hours in it. You know what I mean?
20 hours.
I cannot. Yes. And it's still telling me tutorial stuff. That's what I'm trying to. It's a lot of stuff in that game. And I was talking to my homeboy this morning. He was like, "Oh, it seems a little," because he bought it too. He was like, "Oh, it seems a little easy. It seems like a little button masher," and But I was thinking the same thing. But the more you go into that game, the combo system, the fighting system is just so in depth. The story is on point, and I usually don't even care about stories. I tell the truth, I really don't even like. I like games. I'm a gamer, but I don't like what's been coming out lately. But this game here, I'm telling you, Dylan, it's not, I repeat, not a regular Final Fantasy game. That's what I keep telling everybody. Think about it. Final Fantasy, you usually fighting robots or, you know what I mean? Some weird stuff. But this one has, like, monsters, humans, sorcerers. I saw dinosaurs on there, raptors. Like, it has, and literally, I mean, I fought the same enemy a couple times, but hardly repeat enemies. I'm still seeing new enemies. I hardly seen the same enemy. Like that game right there, dare I say, next gen is here, man. Next gen is
Oh,
here, man.
man, it's a film. It's a movie.
No, yes, yes, but because you're right, but it's not a full movie game. Because I understand what you're saying. God of War and not really Ghost of Tsushima, but yes, movie games can be movie games. But that game right there is not a movie game. That game right there is so good. You actually are you actually kind of play the cutscenes, and it's not just the quick time events. You got the quick time events, of course, and they're good quick time events. I don't even like quick time events usually, but they're good quick time events. And you literally play the cutscenes. It's not like you know what I mean. It's not like it's a big movie like where you don't have any control. And the regular game is so good it looks like a cutscene. That's why I think the confusion is with it. People think it's a movie game and it's just a big, you know what I mean, a big track that you're on. That game, I promise you, Dylan, that game is fire. And on top of that, like if you did get the game, you'll probably play it for the first 5 hours, 6 hours, and just be like, it's repetitive, or oh, it's kind of easy, or this or that. But if you play that game for a while, that's true gaming, man. And it only came for the PS5, and like this is no PS4 locking it down and holding it to a graphics or a power standpoint, and PS4 is not holding it back at all, man. I literally never seen a game like this, man. I'm a true gamer. I'm a true gamer. True to life gamer. That's why I watch your show all the time.
Well, I appreciate you watching the show.
But please, Dylan, man, please, I promise you, do not look over this Final Fantasy. And this is coming from a guy who doesn't even like too many games that come out nowadays. That Final Fantasy, I promise you, is not what you think it is. It's not.
Let me ask you this. Which is your second favorite Final Fantasy? If this is your favorite, what's your second favorite?
Probably Final Fantasy 8. I like Final Fantasy 8, the one after that came out of 7. Probably Final Fantasy 7 or 8, but that's the only other two that I played that looked interesting enough for me to even play it. So, I had Final Fantasy 15 for a little bit, but I traded that in. That was garbage, where they had to drive around in the car. Yeah, that was. I mean, I didn't really like that game too much.
Garbage. That was awesome.
I mean, I didn't like Final Fantasy 15. No, you had to fight robots and stuff like that, and all type of weird. Like, nah, this one is more grounded, more grounded to. I'm not gonna say real life, but it's definitely got like a little Game of Thrones mixed in. I don't know if you like Game of Thrones. Definitely some Dark Souls mixed in, like how they took elements from that. They mastered it, man. That Square Enix, or whoever it is, they mastered it, dude. They mastered it. If you remember back in the day, they had Parasite Eve. Remember Parasite Eve? That came out around the same time as Final Fantasy and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like it's like on that level, man. They really mastered it. And just one more thing, man. I know I'm taking forever on this phone. You know what I'm saying? One more thing, man. I really agree with you on, and I just want to vent with you about it. I was just so glad to see another opinion like this, because I think bots are going in the dang chat room and making, oh yeah, this game is beautiful, this game is wonderful, this game's we've been waiting for this game. Prince of Persia, the new one, man. Wow.
Oh, that's a mobile game. That's junk.
Wow, bro. And I've been looking, I've been waiting on it since I think Sands of Time, or the last one was Prince of Persia, but I've been waiting on that game for a while. And remember they said that they were making a remaster, I think, of the first Prince of Persia, and they said they were working hard on it, working diligent, And I'm like, okay, fine. We waited, and I think they even gave us a little preview a couple years ago, or a year ago. And this is what they come out with. This is the garbage they dropped. A 2D mobile game, as you said.
Oh man, I was hoping for the real deal.
No, go ahead, sorry.
No, I was hoping for the real deal, man. I loved Prince of Persia back in the day. What happened?
Yeah, man. Super chill game. You know what I mean? Get on it. It gets your brain working. You know what I mean? Pure brain candy, that game. but they switched it, and yeah, I guess Prince of Persia used to be Assassin's Creed back in. I mean, Assassin's Creed switched from Prince of Persia at some point after the last one they made, so they just don't even put any money or time into it. So I mean, I can't blame them. Assassin's Creed is a powerhouse, but I'm not really Assassin's Creed fan. Are you?
No. Played the first one. That was enough for me.
Yeah,
Lucas
Assassin's Creed,
donated $3
sneaking around all day,
Canadian
that game
dollars
was
through
whack.
Super Chat.
And what about Resident Evil 4? How'd you end up feeling about that?
It's pretty much a perfect remake, except, there are just some small things I have a problem with, like Ada Wong's performance. She fucking, did that in her house, dude. Oh my god. Terrible direction for her. But, everything else is an upgrade, so I consider it as perfect as it can be.
Yeah, it's one of the cleanest games, definitely, graphically. I had it on the big screen. It's really, really, really clean, that game. Until Final Fantasy, that probably was the best graphic game that ever came out, that one. Or, close to it. That game was very good. Only thing I feel about Resident Evil 4 was that the guns didn't bang as hard, if you get what I'm saying. They in the last one, it used to be boom, and you know what I mean, you blast all the zombies back. This one, it didn't have as much punch for the guns. I don't know if I can explain it, but when you take the shotgun out when you're surrounded by zombies or something like that, and you just shoot the shotgun, it didn't have the same effect on this one and the last one. But it was definitely a good game, man. And especially on that game, I didn't hear nobody talk about it. It seemed like people try to almost hide the fact that in the options you can go on Resident Evil 4. In the options, you can go in there and you can switch it to the classic music.
I mean,
Yeah,
I knew
yeah,
I
you
could
go
do
in there.
that, but
No, go ahead.
I knew I could do that, but I think the new soundtrack is very serviceable. I think it's a great score.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think it switches the whole thing. It's just little parts, like the save screen. That doom. Well, I'm not gonna do the tune on the phone, but yeah, that the save screen, the old save screen, and before when it comes out to Resident Evil 4 and all, you know what I mean? It just has old sound effects, old nostalgia. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It brings some of the sound effects, some of the voiceovers and stuff back. It's not, it doesn't completely switch the soundtrack.
Oh, right on. I didn't know you could do that. I thought it was just
Yeah,
the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool, man. You know what I mean? It gives it a little. At least when it comes on, it says Resident Evil 4. You know what I mean? I need that. I need it.
No.
What about Resident Evil 2? How do you feel about that?
I feel better about it over time, especially after that shitty Resident Evil 3 remake.
Yeah, man. That's a good analogy. That's a good take on it, man. I think I feel the same way about that. I feel a little better with it over time. I actually might even revisit that game and try to beat it, because when I first played it, it was just ridiculous. I didn't understand, you know what I mean? 5 to 7 bullets to a zombie's head and he's still walking. That's not Resident Evil,
Yeah, definitely not. It was something else. But I think looking back, it's detailed in its own regard. It's a decent remake or a reimagining, but it could have been a better remake.
Definitely. Yeah, then looking back, it's just clean, the graphics. I think they did upgrade it for the series, but, graphically and everything, it is there. They did a good job on that game. You know what I mean? I just got to go revisit it. A couple games I'm planning on revisiting one day. Ain't many, but, But please, Dylan, I know how you feel about Final Fantasy. I hate it too. I loved it, back in the day, but I haven't seen a Final Fantasy in literally 8 or 9 Final Fantasies that were this nice. And you were playing Diablo. Come on, baby. You gonna get Diablo and you're not gonna play Final Fantasy? Come on, Dylan.
Man, that's that's Zoomer Final Fantasy.
That stand still and hit. You're running around, so you take a swing and you just stand still and just that joint right there, man. If you play Diablo, if you like Diablo, I'm not trying to insult your taste. Don't get me wrong. But all I'm trying to say is, if you like Diablo, you definitely will like that Final Fantasy. And I know, Bill. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a hard pill to swallow, man. If I had some extra cheese, man, I'd buy it for you. You know what I'm saying? I just don't got it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in a couple weeks if you don't get it or something like that. You know what I mean? I donate to the channel or something. But yeah, man, it's that good that I just want to, you know what I mean, get it out there. And, you know what I mean? 'Cause I promise you.
Well, I'm glad you said something, man. I'm glad you said something. Shit.
Yeah, man. And I don't know. I played the demo for like 5 seconds and deleted it. You know what I mean? The demo is whack. Can't go by that demo, man. But even though I guess it's supposed to be good, but I just have a thing for demos. They kind of turn me off or whatever. But yeah, man. But please try that game when you get a chance. And if you're not gonna play it, what are you gonna be playing, dude?
Alan Wake 2.
Oh my god. Yo, that joint is gonna. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be. I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say it's not gonna be good. But going by the last Alan Wake, that last Alan Wake was horrible, bro.
Man, that was like DLC, dude.
You said what?
It was like DLC.
Oh, the last. Oh, no, I'm talking about. Well, didn't it have DLC?
I thought it was basically like a add-on.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the first Alan Wake. Alan Wake, regular Alan Wake game. You remember that game, right? Not the DLC. What did you think about Alan Wake?
Thought it was great.
You liked Alan Wake? That game was. I did not like Alan Wake. As far as gunplay, you know, it was a fun game. It was definitely a fun game. You get what I'm saying, for what it was? But it was a little cookie cutter. It was generic. And do you remember that last boss? Please tell me you remember that last boss. It was your last boss was a tornado. It was the last boss was literally a tornado on that game, bro. You didn't even fight on anything on Alan Wake. That's why I'm just hoping they make it at least less cerebral this time. You know what I mean? At least make it an actual enemy. I remember, because I'm into boss fights, you know, big, you know. I like boss fights. That's what makes a game to me sometimes, you know, that you're not fighting the same enemies all the time. You know what I mean? But when I saw that tornado come out for Alan Wake as the main boss, come on, baby. I
feel you, man, but at the same time,
we gotta do better, man. We gotta do better, dude. So you mean to tell me you're gonna go to the store, you're gonna see Alan Wake 2 sitting on the shelf next to Final Fantasy? You're gonna go right past Final Fantasy and say, "Let me get this Alan Wake 2 with no physical disc."
Yeah. Correct.
Oh man, that's just crazy, man. This is getting crazy, man.
I know, it's getting wild.
You must be younger than me, man. I'm old. I'm an old school gamer, man. Old school gamer. What's your first system you had?
In my house, it was a PlayStation.
PlayStation? Yeah, I'm a little older than you. My first one was like Nintendo. But PlayStation, yeah, man. PlayStation was good. Battle Arena Toshinden, Tekken, Resident Evil. You beat that first Resident Evil then, I'm sure.
Oh, big time, man. Director's cut, aficionado.
Yeah, man. I remember freaking on that Resident Evil, people used to come into the house, you know, homies from the neighborhood or whatever, and they used to come in the house and be like, "Yo, are y'all really playing that? That's a game?" You know, the graphics used to look so good back then. It's like, is that a real game? Are y'all playing that? And on top of that, we had no memory card, so we had to stay alive. You know what I mean? The whole game, like, it was real gamer stuff, man. Real gamer shit. Real gamer shit that, you know, these gamers nowadays, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not familiar with that type of stuff. But go ahead, man. I just wanted to get in talk with you, man. Remember, Can Tu Fuego Beats, man. I'm always watching. I watch almost all of your live streams and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm also coming up as a YouTuber. We got about the same subscribers, 3-point-something
Nice.
K. You know what I mean? And yeah, I mean, this isn't content for me though, because I just do beats. So you know what I mean? This is just something else. But real, man, I'm in your corner. I'm pulling for you, man. You got nice content. Just because we disagree on games, like you say sometimes, just because we disagree on games, don't mean we don't have to not like each other. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Dude,
And
exactly.
yeah, man, you got a good show, man. Just keep it up, bro.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate all you say today.
All right, man. Take it easy, man. I'll be calling in soon.
Hell yeah, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take it easy.
Apparently, Final Fantasy 16 is the best thing on the planet. Will I buy it? No. Something's gotta drag me into that situation. I like that he said Final Fantasy 8 is like one of his favorites, because I agree. That's like my favorite too. Shit. Ding-a-ling! Ding-a-ling! Oh! Ah! Who are
Am
you?
I on the air?
Oh, you're on the air there, mister.
Dylan. So, what is Starfield and why should I get it?
If you enjoyed Skyrim or Oblivion or Morrowind or Fallout 4, then you are going
Fallout
to
4?
juice.
Okay.
You're going to juice your lemons on this fucking game.
Well, with a name like Starfield, you see, I like Elite, the old Elite games. I thought it would be kind of like that, but it's more like Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, okie dokie. Now, does it have women with dicks?
We're going to have to sift through the details of reality and find out for ourselves.
May have women with dicks. Now, the most important thing, as somebody who actually likes games and challenges, people say I'm not a real gamer because I don't buy everything that's going, but I have my old favorites. And I'd be happy to add Starfield to that. Now, is there any challenge to this, or have you got, because this has appeared in the last 8 years or so,
positive
does it
stream,
have that
lol.
fucking red or yellow paint telling you where to go, like the fucking Wizard of Oz? Or is it going to be some challenge to this?
I believe the challenge will be presented in an imaginative way.
Well, how are they imagining it? Are we talking about imagination as in games, or imagination as in what people call reimagined, which is done by people with no imagination?
No, this is fantastic information. Look, Starfield has 1,000 planets. 10% of them have life. Okay?
1,000 visitable planets. You can go and fly there.
Yes. Well...
And is it... Right. Yeah, go ahead.
I think so. The question is, can you fly there? Yes, you can fly there. Can you land? I don't know. Some of it might be like Mass Effect, where you would study the planet and dig for resources.
Is it sandbox, or is it all come on your disk?
Sandbox. How you say it, Paul?
Well, okay, do you have to... Is it the sort of thing that you can load up your 50 gigabytes or whatever and it's all there, or do you have to be connected to the internet and pay extra for the other planets and that sort of thing?
There's no microtransactions as far as we can tell at the beginning here. It's hard to say, but of course there will be options for like upgrade this, upgrade that, put money into the game to fucking skip whatever, probably. But
yeah,
there's nothing blocking you from content as far as I can see, Paul. All of the content is there.
Okay, well, I may be interested in it. I'll see how it goes, but I don't want it to be too easy.
Easy. Well, if you faced any challenges before in Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout, that's literally going to be that, but in space.
Okay, I am intrigued now. And what particularly interests me about the title of your video, it says it will have a disc. So that means I can actually own it. If it's not digital only, they can take it off you. If it's digital, exclusively digital, you don't actually own the game. You own a license to use it, and that can be revoked at any moment.
I wonder, Paul, you bring me to a question, good sir. I don't think you have any interest in Friday the 13th, the video game, do you?
I have never in my life done multiplayer.
Ah, wow, that's interesting.
No, I've never done it. I don't always have the connection, and it doesn't interest me, which is why people say I'm not a real gamer because I got my old favorites. I like something that you can actually draw you in, and that is sorely missing in recent years, perhaps 10 years. And usually I'll revisit them every couple of years when I've forgotten what it was all about, and I can experience it again, you see. But Friday the 13th multiplayer, it did not interest me, no. I did like the Dark Pictures one, solo games. But you can do it solo. You don't have to do it as a team.
Right.
But I'm one of these people, I like to turn out the lights, and I've got a couple hours to spare, and you just get into the story. You're not going through the motions, as it were.
Right. No, I agree there, Paul. I very much agree. I've been dipping my toes into Friday the 13th. Someone bought it for the channel, and the game is going to be shut down in about a year. In 2024, in November or something like that, it's going to be shut down. And now my question is, the physical copy of Friday the 13th, which definitely exists, I've seen physical copies in front of my eyes, what is going to happen with those physical copies? Can we even play the damn game?
If technically there's a way to rig it so you can go solo, then all the data is there. If it's not rigged to go solo, you're fucked.
There are offline bots, but I wonder if the game will even function, since they're losing the copyrights.
Yeah, well, the problem with digital and all that is, you're actually, when you're logging into the thing, that's giving you a secret code that allows you to access it. But you don't own it. That's the whole fucking problem. You never own those things. A multiplayer, Call of Duty, Madden, whatever, you never own it, and you never will. You get a number, I think it's like 2,500 times you're allowed to access it, which no one will do in their lifetime. But that's what it's all about. You know, same with digital music. You don't own it unless it's a physical copy. And I would imagine if you got some bright spark that can rip the data off the physical discs, then that'll be okay. But otherwise, no, it'll be down and you've lost your money.
Damn, that's a heavy reality I gotta face, Paul. I think moving forward, it's going to take over. Digital is the only existent method soon to come.
Well, which is why people should keep their old PlayStations and Xboxes and even PCs, because physical copies, they're going to be like gold dust in a few years. You know that. And especially from the days before you actually were required to have a connection.
Oh, man. Oh, the darkness is seeping in. Oh,
no,
Paul.
It's not, because we were there. Come on, I mean, you've got your certified badge, and we were lucky enough to be there the first time. A lot of people, they'll never experience that. You know, they think they're at the mercy of the corporate. What's that corporate guy Angry Joe does? Well, it's that fucker.
That's a good question. Angry Joe.
Yeah. If Friday the 13th, say for example, if Friday the 13th, if it had been done like Alien Isolation or Resident Evil 7, where it was like that and you got a stalker guy or whatever, yeah, that would have interested me. The moment I see something is online and secondly multiplayer, I won't even touch it.
I don't blame you.
Well, look what Capcom have done on the Resident Evil, those multiplayers. No. Right? The person who is the chaser, or the person, all they have to do is get pissed off and switch off their PC or whatever, and that's it. You're kicked out of the forum. You're at the mercy of the other people, right? Because they're losing. Well, that's not a game.
You're right. You're right, Paul. It's not a game. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit. It's some whiny asshole. Well, I haven't caught you or you beat me, so I'm fucking switching off my signal. Fuck you. You know, you've been waiting half an hour to get in here. Let me win. You see.
Man, these sore losers need to grow a pair or get the fuck out of the garden.
Yeah, well, I mean, as we know, women in games over the past 5 years, they've got all the balls. That's where they've gone to. But if Starfield is an actual physical thing that does not require, and the word is require, a Wi-Fi connection or a login to do it, then I would be interested. Otherwise, nah.
Yeah,
Look what happened to Games for Windows Live and all the stuff you can't use on Games for Windows Live anymore.
Shit. There's so many. They've shut down games years later just out of what? The company backfired, the company bankrupt. It's like the gamer loses out. Paul, I mean, I agree so much, but what are we going to do? The path forward is paved.
The path, well, sooner or later, people are going to run out of money. And then a lot of these things will go under, and then they'll have to get back to the brass tacks.
God, I hope so, Paul. My goodness gracious, please.
Please. Shut it down. Oh, shit, not a good thing to say around here. Brag, tax, brass tacks, what the fuck ever, right? Yeah. No. Starfield, I will watch. I will watch and see what happens.
Yeah, please do. You know what? Even if it's a fucking magnificent failure, Paul, this is going to be just huge. Whether it fails or it succeeds, it just can't be mid. It's got to be one of the two.
And isn't that the point? Bring in a lot of cash for the first year and a half, then pull it.
Oh, God, no, please. Oh, man. No, this is like a 10-year project. This is a big one.
Well, how many? Yeah, but what will it be like in 10 years? Fiber optic? Satellite? This can't last forever. How will it be delivered to homes?
Probably by a fucking drone with a... Paul, the imagination is limitless.
The imagination is limitless, but the wallet is finite.
I hope it
Because, we've changed format. You have to buy a subscription to this. Oh, we've changed the format again. You have to buy a subscription to this. I don't know. It's a dangerous, slippy slope.
You're right, man. It is. And I've always been woefully careful of that. My goodness gracious. Live service is destroying everything. It's destroying everything.
Well, how many have gone down in the last 5 years alone?
Well, a ton, man. At least, I can count a dozen. About.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And, the thing is, right, games are not made for people who want to enjoy them anymore. Really, they're made for speedrunners and trophy hunters. Whatever happened to wanting to relax and get into it?
Yeah, there's always this incentive that has to pop up. Oh, look at you. You got an award. 50 awards to you for placing 50th place in a fucking terrible game. Like, dude, I've noticed that too. It's like a drug. It's like a dopamine hit, a quick fucking hit for these people to feel something. I hate it.
Well, we'll see how it goes, but depends on your budget. And you know what it is? It's actually a form of covert gambling. That's what it is. Because the industry has been hit with regulations for covert what did they call them? Surprise mechanics. So they're coming up with another way now, aren't they?
God, they better not call it that. That's suspicious as fuck.
I don't know, man. No, there'll be some bright spark out there who can probably hack it, and it'll be yours forever. But will it be the same Starfield? Will it even be compatible with the disc?
Oh, that's a
In a couple of years ago, will we be able to run the disc without a download? You see, they got you by the fucking balls.
Oh, they do, right by the balls. Holy shit! They're at this point they're separating the balls.
Yeah, well, that's a tender subject, literally and figuratively right now.
It's so true.
And the problem I have is I don't have a YouTube channel, right? I thought about it, but what would I do with it? I talk about women with big hairy dicks all day. And I listened to that thing on yours yesterday, the Dan Allen. I don't think Dan Allen is your friend, Dylan. I really don't. If he was genuinely wanting to get you guys back together, he would have made that conversation private, not public. He was trying to put a feather in his cap because, putting both yourself and Michael on the spot like that he was after an ego thing. I got the team back together. That's my opinion of it. Dan Allen is not your friend.
I feel like we're pretty decent. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but I think Dan Allen's an okay dude.
Okay. Did I go too far there? Tell me
No.
to shut the fuck up if I'm too sensitive with this shit,
Ah, man, Paul, you bring the reality to us. Shit, it's us who unfolds it. I mean, shit. No worries
Yeah,
there.
well, it's missing the point, I think. Right, you cannot cast Laurel and Hardy again. It was tried in the 1970s, and it was terrible. You cannot cast Danny Glover and Mel Gibson again. And that's the magic that was there, right? It cannot be faked. So that's all I got to say about that,
Right on, Paul. Well, I mean, there's always, Dylan number 2, the good senator, or any of those, fine individuals.
Damn gosh dang fine individuals. God bless them.
Mm-hmm. Bless their hearts and their souls.
Bless their hearts, their souls, their balls, and their cocks.
Definitely, Paul. I raise a glass to that.
Yeah, some of them have got big fucking cocks. Big Jill cocks. Well, anyway, I've got a bit off tack now. I'm half convinced to get Starfield.
Well,
If I can do it solo, and there's a good thing in there, I can just say, fuck you to the world, and I'll still like it, I will be interested.
I'll tell you this, Paul. We're going to unfold that fucking beautiful gift or terrible dog turd right here on the channel. You don't have to buy the game at all. It's on Game Pass. You can give it a try, or you can come here for coverage, and I will either cut the cake or we're cutting a dog turd at that point.
Yeah, I'd rather you didn't put a clean knife in a dog turd, just chuck the fucker out.
Right? That's useless.
You don't need to cut the dog turd. It's already corrupt.
Shit, yeah, Paul. I appreciate you calling in, man.
Okay, yep. Thank you so much, Dylan. Yeah, what's your subscriber thing? Oh, your subscriptions have gone up. Well done, you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for noticing. Hopefully we rise even further.
You will rise like a big hairy cock on a trans woman.
Well, with that said, until next time.
Till next time.
Ta-ta. Y'all are on the air there, mister.
It's Dan Allen Gaming.
Hey, Dan Allen Gaming in the compartment bay. Are you my friend?
Well, I think Paul's a great guy. There was so many topics to be discussed upon with those last two Keno and Comfy callers. Definitely Keno, definitely Comfy, definitely a lot of spicy topics to be brought up right now. Am I your friend? I think that's a question that should be asked separately. But definitely I consider you a friend. Do you consider Dan Allen a friend?
Yeah, he's a good... Dan Allen's a great guy.
I don't know if he's talking about Dan Allen or me, but like You know where I'm going anyway. All right, so look. We'll touch on that subject a little bit later on because that is a touchy subject, and I already dragged on about that for 10 minutes as soon as I called last week. Sorry, 2 days ago, whatever. Let's get to the first caller. So he wants to know why I should give a shit about Starfield. Banger after banger after game of the year after game of the year. Oh, Todd Howard has given us Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, whether you give a shit or not, all game of the years. And then he wants to go and talk about how he's played 15 hours, 20 hours of Final Fantasy 16. He's played 1 hour of fucking gameplay because that's 19 hours of cinematic cutscenes right there. Really, dude? You want to bring Final Fantasy into this topic right now, right after you say Starfield is mid? Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Todd Howard deserves way more respect than that. He has given us 4, and he's going to be a five-time champ coming up soon. Game of the years, all back to back to back to back to back. I tell you right now, Dylan, I am coping. I am seething with these opinions. Now, look, there is the chance that Starfield, we had Fallout 76. We've had an era of gaming where we are unsure, especially with games like Redfield that came out. That was look, it's better to be cautious, but what's the harm of being excited for something? If I'm not going to be excited for something, I'm not having a good time. Like, I want to be excited for games again like I used to be. And Starfield has definitely got me there. Like, I'm pumped up. Same with Alan Wake 2. Did he say Alan Wake 1 was shit? Like, What is this guy smoking, mate? What the fuck? I tell you, son, I tell you right now, we've got to talk about it. What was his main gripe with Alan Wake 1? The tornado at the end? All right, what about everything else that was great? The story, the atmosphere, the uniqueness of that game just blew me away. Like, did he just skip all those cutscenes, unlike he did with Final Fantasy, because he's just played 15, 20 hours of it, and you get 1 hour of gameplay within those 15, 20 hours? Okay, that's probably a bit drastic, but you know what I'm saying.
No, I feel exactly what you're saying. When he said 15 to 20 hours, I'm like, let's crank that number up to about maybe 100 and then come back and tell me, Whew.
Excellent. Now, look, I'm going to pick up Final Fantasy 16 when I know it's not going to fry my fucking PS5. Right now, I don't even want to talk about it until they've released the patch, and I don't have to keep watching these videos about PS5's overheating and all this shit. Like, that's something that you need to resolve before I even think about purchasing a game that might eliminate my PS5 from all reality. So you fix that issue, get back to me. But until then, keep your cutscene cinematic 15-hour, 20-hour game that is just all cutscenes, dude. And look, it looks great. I played the demo. My PS5 did not blow up, unlike yours. That was a big warning call for me. As soon as I seen that, and when the game released, and just hearing about all the PS5s that were just malfunctioning, I was like, yeah, I'll wait. I do like the dark aesthetic tone that they're taking with this game. I do. The cutscenes, I've seen a few of them. I kind of skipped them in the demo because I kind of wanted to get the full experience first when I got the game, which I've now delayed until whenever I hear that the patch has come out that fixes these overheating issues. But in terms of the actual gameplay that I did experience within the game, it was solid. It was really good. The targeting system is horse shit, so hopefully that got fixed in a patch because that needs to be fixed. Besides that, it's whether you can sit there with your attention span and watch all these cinematics. And I can. If it's immersive, I will. But you've got to even it out with the gameplay, right? You can't just have a 1 hour cutscene and then you get thrusted into a 5-minute gameplay intervention, and then you have to sit there and watch another 10, 15-minute cinematic. That just... look, if I want to watch a movie, I've got Netflix or something. I don't need to constantly look.
Doom Strange donated $2 Australian
Final
dollars and
Fantasy is well known for
99
its long
cents through Super Chat.
cutscenes,
Final
so is Metal
Fantasy
Gear Solid,
16
and you're
is a
big Metal Gear Solid
masterpiece.
fan. It's whether it intrigues you enough, I guess. So I'm hoping that it does when I do watch it, but if it doesn't, I'm refunding that bitch. All right? So it's got to pull me in a way that makes sense. All right? So, look, I'm not going to shit on Final Fantasy until I've played it, but I'm going to shit on Final Fantasy because its overheating consoles is making me skeptic as fuck.
It's not just me. It's happening elsewhere.
There you go. It happened to demo, and it's actually happening with the full release. Like, are you serious?
Doom Strange says Final Fantasy 16 is a masterpiece. Is it?
That's decided to the person that plays it, and because I haven't, I can't say it is. But you are valid to your point of opinion there, Doom. Yes, we will see. We will see.
So you're going to buy it, and you're going to decide in how long, if it's good or not? How long is the timer?
Well, I mean, I see them fixing up the PS5 overheating shit within the month. So I reckon I'll pick it up. I will definitely give it a good shot. I did like the demo, but I can't go in unknowingly knowing that this thing is like doing something to my console, because like there are numerous people out there reporting that overheat issue. Once that is resolved, then I'll pick it up. Okay, but until then, I'm not sure. And if they don't fix it, well, I'm not getting it. I don't care if it's 30 frames per second. I don't give a shit if it drops up to fucking 42 or whatever. I'll play it when I know my console is not at risk.
Man, I had no idea about that. I've seen everyone like fighting about this game, and people are mostly arguing about the lack of RPG elements and saying, oh, this is a different Final Fantasy 16. This is like an action one. And I'm like, well, Final Fantasy to me has always been about like the deep elements of, you know, going through your skill tree. And it's not even just a skill tree. It's like a skill. It was bigger than that back in the day. And I don't know if that's still there, but what most people are arguing about is the production and the lack of, like you said, it's mostly cutscene. It's a cinematic simulator.
Look, I haven't really gone into it and spoiled it for myself. So, like, when I say it's how many hours in cutscenes, I don't know. How much gameplay is there? I don't know. I played the demo. There was enough gameplay in that demo from the cutscenes to make me decide whether I would have enjoyed it. So that's a yes. But in terms of saying what happens after, I'm not sure. That there is skills. When you finish the demo, you get this training thing, and like there's depth there. It's not just pressing one button and that's it. So, like, I mean, I think the only way a person can make an opinion themselves is by playing more than 15 or 20 hours of the game and then making a conclusion, not calling it the greatest fucking thing ever. But that's just my opinion, you know. Like, and also, when you say Alan Wake, one dog shit, and your opinion goes out the door. But
Doom Strange donated $2 Australian dollars and 99 cents through Super Chat. Clive Rosfield is Arthur Morgan of Final Fantasy.
Clive Rosfield is Arthur Morgan of Final Fantasy? What?
It's Arthur Morgan in Final Fantasy. What?
I don't know what Doom is saying. Clive Rosfield is Arthur Morgan. You're saying he's like the coolest character? I've always been kind of more for John Marston. Got some strange things in chat here, man. This guy is, I know this is a baiter, but he's a terrible baiter. So Starfield is going to be a movie game in linear? How fucking thick.
No. That is incorrect, sir. All right? You can play the 15 to 20 hours of Starfield, right? But it will all be in-game gameplay, making your own decisions, all this shit. It's not a 15-hour cutscene or a cinematic. No, have you not played a Bethesda game, sir? You are a troll. Go back to your hole, mate. We both know that. Absolute bullshit. So get out of here, mate. Nah. Praise Todd Howard. Never let us down, apart from Fallout 76. But look, he's got a good track record. I'm optimistic as fuck for Starfield. I've got to be. I want to be. Because I miss it. I miss being excited for games. I really do.
I still get excited. It's just, I kind of stop myself from believing too much. I say, okay, I'm going to believe this much, and then the rest, until I see it with my eyes, doesn't exist. That's how it has to be, man. You never know what they're showing off before it's before it's ready. That's how it goes.
Well, I mean, we did get that, 45-minute extended preview. So what if you take away from that? That's what really excited me, because you could tell that was real. Like, if you can't tell the difference at this point, maybe see a doctor, maybe get some glasses, because, come on, that looked amazing. If you're not excited after that, Mum did love. What can we say?
I mean, at that point, that's all we can say, but... Nah, I'm 100% on board Starfield. I was just saying, with a lot of excitement these days, I gotta be careful. But with a 45-minute fucking show of the game, it's like, I'm not worried. As long as they give me that, that's fine.
We just gotta hope that, the bugs don't have game-breaking elements to them. So, we know that Bethesda, there's going to be a bug or two or 1,000. We don't know. And it's also the fact that, are there 1,000 planets? Can you actually go to that moon? Is there 16 times the detail? We've been live before. And, look, I'm not going to go to 1,000 planets. I'm expecting it to be more around 500. I'm going to just take Todd's word and just cut it right in half, and hopefully we meet in the middle, because I'm happy with just 500, because I'm never going to visit 1,000 unless I'm playing this game for 10 years. There's no way I'm visiting 1,000 planets where only 10%, and that's only 100 out of 1,000, has life on. Or am I going to the planets to collect resources to build up my ship, which I'm going to make to look like a giant penis, and then drive it into a black hole? Because come on, mate. Did you see that kind of funny interview where that one of them asked a question that was like, can I put a hat on Bosco, and are there black holes? They actually asked those questions back to front. So they asked, is there black holes, and can I put a hat on the robot? And Todd quickly went, I'm going to skip the first question and then go straight to the second. And he said, yes, you can put hats on Bosco. Amazing. Back to the black holes, though, that you said skip on. Now, think about that. When I think about black holes, Dylan, I don't know what you think of, but I think of like a portal to another dimension. What do you think about black holes, in general, besides Starfield and what they might do with them?
I think it's definitely a window to a different place or, state of being. I don't think things get destroyed up in there like people say. I think it could, but I think there's also a possibility. It's like throwing the dice in space. You don't know where you're going, but something is definitely happening within that black hole. Some crazy energy. I don't know, man. Since he skipped the first question, I feel like there will be, confirmed. That's all he has to say.
I think it's going to have something to do with the main story.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big part of it. And if there's a black hole, I'm telling you, I'm driving my dick-shaped fucking spaceship into it. All right? Because, people are going to make crazy vehicles and all that. And I'm probably definitely not going to make it first up. I definitely might try and make a penis-shaped spaceship, but, I can't wait to see those videos of people like making like these crazy spaceship creations. It's going to be fucking amazing. They did that a little bit with Tears of the Kingdom, and you could do it once. It was funny, but like with a game that Bethesda does, and I don't know if you've seen what they've done in Fallout 76 with how you can build these intricate homes that like have so many customization options. Like you go into one house and then you go into another, and they're both completely different. These two separate entities, these people have made completely different houses, mansions, whatever, and they're really unique, especially if you get into a lobby with some people that have been playing the game a while. Like it's really, it gives me hope that what they do with Starfield is just going to live up to those expectations. So, like, I know that Starfield 76 came out like a flop, a wet turd, and I agree, but they fixed it to a point where I can go play that game and say, hey, look, I can't hate on Bethesda at this point. I've got to give credit where credit's due. It would have been better if it didn't come out like a hot steaming pile of dog shit, sure, but they fixed it. The AI is still shit in occasion. Every time they release a new patch, it just goes to fucking dog shit. But like, it's a solid game. You can play it without the game breaking, and yeah, I love it. So I'm optimistic for Starfield just because they ended up fixing Fallout 76. That was the main reason I went back into it. Because if they could fix that game, then I have to not worry about Starfield. Because I didn't want to worry about it. I wanted to be excited, and I haven't been excited for a long time. Probably since Red Dead 2. I mean, when I got excited for Cyberpunk, like, well, that was a massive blue balls. So, and ever since then, I think we've all been a bit cautious with games.
Well, I've been cautious since Watch Dogs, man. They show off so much fake shit during that. It was like, God, I just can't believe it.
Bazia says Armored Core 6 will be Game of the Year contender. Well, let's see. See, there's so many games coming out this year. Holy shit, Armored Core 6. That's looking great. I seen I think it was like 10, 15 minutes of gameplay that came out earlier this month, right before the game conventions, I think it was. And that looks solid. I'm excited for it. But there's just so many games coming out this year. It's kind of hard to, pinpoint where one's going to go and where one isn't. And I think because Armored Core is backed by a company that's big bangers, then we got to give them credit where credit's due. Just like Bethesda, all right? They fell off with Fallout 76, which was made by a studio which wasn't their main studio, and then later on Todd came in to fix the fucking ship, and he fixed those holes. I'm telling you, he did well with Fallout 76. They've been working on Starfield for 10 years. 10 years. I tell you what, First Caller, if those 4 games are listed at the start, Oblivion, Skyrim, both Fallouts, did not appeal to you, go back to Final Fantasy 16, enjoy your cinematic experience, whatever. But if one of those games did, if just one of them, and did not captivate you like anything else, because that's what Bethesda games do, then I tell you, son, Mum didn't love, and I'm really sorry. Because those games, banger after banger, after Game of the Year, after Game of the Year, you ask me why? Well, I just told you. Now sit down, son. Oh, I was coping. I was seething. Then he went on to Alan Wake 1 saying it was what? Can we believe the audacity? I don't believe it. But anyway, I told him how it was, and that's all I want to say. But back to Paul, who says, I'm not your friend, and that I want to capitalize on there being a reunion. Come on, Dylan, you know how much I'm against Mackle. I thought I would be the last person to say, I want a reunion between you two. Like, I literally thought I'd be that guy and never even consider it. But as you said, professionally, you've got to do what's good for you, what's good for business. Look, whether you do or not, I'm not going to give a shit because I've been here for 14 months in the compartment bay. I don't watch that steaming pile of dog shit that's so boring and dried up. He just walks and talks about problems that don't even exist, and he plays games really poorly, and it's meant to be funny and making these jokes about suicide. And, like, you know what? If your IQ is on that spectrum really down there and you enjoy that, that's good for you, man. I'm happy for you, man. You know, small minds, small things type of thing. But, like, don't step in here and think you can compete with Mr. Big fucking Brain here, all right? Because I'm going to take you out, mate. I'm not going to accept your criticism. When I do believe, Dylan, that I would consider you a friend, we've spoken off chat before. Like, look, I don't care whether you used to reconcile, get together, do a reunion. Just whatever works for you, man. Whatever you want, you go and fucking get, sir. And that goes for everyone that's listening, all right?
Right on, man. I feel you. I get you. I understand you. Shit.
All right, man. I'm loving the energy. I'm loving these call-in shows. I'm going to get the wheels moving. But until next time.
Until next time. Ta-ta. Damn, he knew it. He knew it precisely. This is the brass.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, let's put the speaker on.
Who are you? What do you do?
Hold on. Mr. Dylan.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
It's the Divide.
Oh, Mr. Divide, Mr. Negative, eh?
Mr. Reality Check.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah? How you doing? You good, yeah?
Man, I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. I'm currently behind the wheel, so I'm going to pull over so that I don't crash.
Hell yeah, man.
Okay. All right. We've officially stopped the vehicle. So, one thing I've noticed, since the Starfield gameplay reveal the other week, since then they've started to come out with a few home truths, as I'm sure you've seen. I am still excited for this game. There's nothing else really that any other games at the minute that I'm excited about other than that, really. What the last guy was saying, I was listening as I was driving along. I do agree with a lot of what he said. Obviously, like he said, the way with the games that have been coming out the last few sort of years, you know, it's hard to have high expectations going into this. And again, you know, Todd Howard's got a track record for these sort of things, as you well know. So, but again, I'm optimistic. I need something to play. You know, that's the bottom line is that I'm just bored. You know, like if you weren't a streamer and stuff, like you know, there's not a lot of things that you'd want to sit down and play, really, is there? If you didn't have to stream. Like I haven't turned my Xbox on for a long time. You know, that's what I'm getting to.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's a lot of the games I cover, yeah, I cover them and then basically move on, but I have probably like 6 games I would play right now, just all day. Other than that, yeah you're right.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But as I say, it's hard to be optimistic, you know, especially with the past few years of gaming has been, you know, pretty fucking substandard, you know. Like it's hard to believe any developer is going to deliver on anything they sort of say these days. But again, if this isn't good, if it's not anything that they've said, if it comes out and it's, you know, it doesn't do what it needs to do, then, you know, I'm going to be very, very disappointed. Because like I said, what other games do we have to look forward to of this caliber? Can you name one or two?
0. This is the biggest game coming to Game Pass of all time, and if it fails, I consider this the end for Xbox, dude. I'll take it a step further. That's the end.
Yeah, literally, like, even, like, you know what I mean? I've got PlayStation 5 and I've got Xbox, but, like, again, my PlayStation hasn't been turned on for so long either. Like, there's there's not nothing on the horizon that makes me go, yes, I can't wait to play, you know. And it's a shame. It's like I've said before on previous calls and stuff. Like, how many years are we into this sort of quote unquote next gen, and what's been brought to the table?
Yeah, a busted ass live service Halo.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. Remember that that could have passed us. That could have been playing on Xbox 360, and I wouldn't have known. Like, come on, let's be honest with ourselves here. People can sit there and sort of bash PC and stuff like that. At least with PC, there is serious games that you can get into, and people have actually made like authentic worlds for you to go into, and there's people that are fucking addicted to these games. You've got games like DayZ and Arma 3 and stuff. Yeah, they might not look the best, but those are some serious games, and there's people that have got thousands and thousands of hours on them, But for that exact reason, they've given people the option to create these worlds that aren't the game developers, with the modding community and stuff. That's why PC sort of, for the hardcore sort of game, like I would consider myself a hardcore gamer, at least I was up until a few years ago. And my consoles have got dust on them. So I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to be negative about anything. Like, it's the truth. The console games are awful. Like, when the last game, in my mind, the last great console game that came out was Red Dead 2. And when did that come out?
2018.
2018. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not even a next-gen, quote-unquote, update for that game either, is there?
Nope, nothing.
Yeah. That's what it's crazy. It's fucking nuts. Like, the reality of the situation, and if you're getting down like to the truth, and if we're not being, sideshowed by these people, man, these developers, nothing is coming out. How can the hardware be getting better and being more improved, but the software that they're giving to us is worse? It's like it's gone into reverse. It's like everything's gone backwards the way that it should be. How is it that on the 360, do you remember when GTA 4 came out? Oh my God, it was groundbreaking. I remember sitting there, however old I was then, when GTA 4 came out, when the 360 was out. That was mind-blowing at that time. Even if you go back further to San Andreas, the original Xbox PS2, but that was fucking mind-blowing at the time. Why is it so hard for me to get that experience again from a game? Red Dead 2 kind of got me there. I was intrigued. I played that game start to finish, and I loved it. But since then, I'm sitting there. I bought a PS5, which cost me £500. When I bought my Series X, that cost fucking £600. And what have I got to show for it?
Honestly, shorter load times. That's about it.
Literally, yes. There you go. Shorter fucking load times. What do you fucking do? I've spent £1,000 on basically 2 bricks. They are, as of now, they may as well be bricks. Like, honestly, if I went home and those consoles had exploded on themselves, imploded, I'd shrug it off. Like, at this point, this is what I'm saying. Like, people say, "Oh, you're negative. You're just talking shit." This and that. It's the truth, though. The hardware's getting better, but the software's getting worse because the developers. I'm not even going to go into it. We know why. If you got your head screwed on, you know what's going on in it. Ultimately, it comes down to money and politics. Is what I would say, in short. But this Starfield, honestly, I need this to be good because I need something to get into, man. I need something I can actually sit for hours and the longevity of the game. I don't need this game where I'll just play. I found these days the games you play them for a week and then you're just bored. You just lose. There's no immersion. There's no world building. Like, I'm just praying to God that this game comes out and they actually fucking deliver something that's groundbreaking. I don't even care about graphics and frames. I need something that I can get into where I'm immersed in that world and I'm escaping from all the bullshit I have to deal with for at least a few hours a day. Like, I'm not asking for much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That's just the truth. Like, I'm not trying to be controversial, but like, they're the facts.
Man, you said it. Honestly, dude, I agree 100%. I'm not trying to be...
like what you said. If this game comes out and it does not bring anything to the table, I may as well sell my Xbox. There's no reason for me to have it. Other than Starfield, what is coming out in the next year for Xbox?
Fable?
Yeah, well, you know, that is what it is. I'm definitely not expecting anything from that, and I ain't even going to go into it. From what I've seen, it is what it is. But like you said previously as well, all these games that are being showed and showcased, it's all cinematics. A lot of it isn't true gameplay. That's another thing people need to remember, man. You're getting bait and switch by a lot of these things. But I remember, I don't even want to go into Cyberpunk. I remember when that first Cyberpunk trailer came out, yeah? I remember sending it to all my friends. Oh my God, this is it. I was like, this is it. And we know exactly how that went. And since I said it that time, I can even get the fucking soundbite and I can prove everything, yeah? When that all fallout from that game was coming out, when it was a
Inverted
shit show,
Access donated $5 Australian through Super Chat. We out here, we are supporting the show in the way that makes sense.
We have had
we love,
nothing,
we care,
nada,
we truly do. But you want to go 12 rounds?
Since
Lace up the gloves,
2018,
bear.
What game has come out and you've gone, this is fucking brilliant. I'm so glad I gave them my money. None. Zero. Nothing. Maybe a few things. It was all right. It kept me entertained for a couple of days. Yeah, it's all right. It just ends up in your fucking game library. Because it's just not happening anymore. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old. Like, I'm 29. Yeah? I'm 29 years old. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Maybe I've played too much PC. That makes my console experience not as great. But I'm not even playing games on PC that a developer's made. I'm playing modded servers of DayZ. I'm playing roleplay servers on Arma 3 because it's the only thing that's bringing something new to the table. It's a different experience, which a console, at this moment, can't deliver for me. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And if you're just a casual gamer and you just get on now and again, yeah, maybe some of these games that are currently out will tickle your fancy, but not me. I didn't spend $1,000 on hardware to get PS3 games and 360 games, which is basically what they should be. Like, let's be honest, man. Like, let's not beat around the bush here. That's what it is, isn't it?
I mean,
how much money have you put in? How much money have you given to Microsoft in the past 10 years? Do you reckon? Like, estimate.
Oh God.
Like, you're talking thousands, right?
Yes.
Easily. And like, what? Like, if you deep it, if you really think about it, yeah, we have been these next gen consoles, whether you're PlayStation or Xbox, you've been shafted up until now. What the fuck's coming out on PlayStation? Spider-Man 2? Great. It's just a fucking rehash of the same fucking game. Looks exactly the same. It may as well be a DLC. Other than that, what new? Where are the new IPs? Where are the new next gen exclusive IPs? There aren't any.
Damn.
That's why this is why Starfield has to hit that. If the Starfield doesn't hit the home run, we're done. It's like you said. What is there after that? Nothing. Indie games.
Yeah, backwards compatibility.
Indie games. Then past 3 showcases, yeah? The past 3 showcases for Xbox and PlayStation, 80% of it's been indie filler games. Literally. And the ones that are supposed to be semi-good have been garbage. You've fucking played most of them. You've played them on stream.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but honestly, like I said, I just need something. Oh, I'm not asking for much. Yeah, I'm paying them serious money to have this hardware. I'm paying for subscriptions, X, Y, and Z things. Yeah, I'm not asking for much back in return. Just give me a fucking immersive world with detail, with good dialogue that's not politically driven. You know, all these studios are infested and full of shit right now. That's just how it is. That's the reality, and that's the worst part about it.
Yeah, the writing. I think the writer strike and all that shit. We need to just clean something out because the writing has sucked ass for at least like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, bad. Like the past few AAA titles, if you could call them that, that have come out. Like, just the dialogue, the NPCs, and it just feels so off.
It does. Oh, it's driven by something, man.
Yeah, but it's bad, man. It's not fucking good, man. But hey, listen, I'm gonna let you go. You can let someone else get on the line. I just wanted to give my 2 cents.
Dude,
you know
I appreciate
how I feel about this shit anyway, you know?
Dude, fuck yeah. I appreciate you calling in, telling us how it is. Mr. Reality Check is definitely your name. You're not Mr. Negative anymore.
Yeah, when you do your next one, whatever topic you want to go over, or I can give some reality check to you on it, but you take care, yeah? I'm going to watch the rest of the show anyway.
Hell yeah, you take care too, man.
All right, brother. See ya.
Until next time. Ta-ta. Yo, thanks for the support, guys. Coming through. Thanks, Inverted, Lucas, Doom, Christopher Cardarelli, Ding-a-ling. Who are you? What are you doing here?
Hello, am I on the air?
Hey, you're on the air, partner.
It's Leon.
Leon? Yo, man, I seen what you said in the members thing. Do you want me to pull up Discord and we can do it that way?
No problem. Look, there is a subscription service, and I just activated the free trial, like a 1 month period.
Okay, cool,
30 days.
man.
So yeah, it says that if you join Skype, I can call for free. So I don't know if you know anything about that. Maybe you could look that up.
Yeah, I'll have to.
After the show. Yeah, I don't know what joining Skype means. Did you create an account or what? Is it just a random number?
Yeah, this is an account I created, and the number I pay like $13 for. I thought I could get anyone to call in from anywhere in the world, but it's more like I can call anywhere. So it's backwards.
Yeah. Okay, well, I just activated the subscription so I can call. And I just want to say, look, I support your work. I've been a member for 25 months, so
yeah.
You know,
Mohammed Sherez donated $2 Singapore through Super Chat.
However,
Diablo 4 is really good.
Some of the things that you're saying, and I would like to use this as an opportunity to talk about, right?
Yeah.
So you said a couple of things ago that gaming is in a very good shape right now, that it's, you know, you can complain about certain games, but overall it's been great, right? That's your opinion.
Yeah, it's starting to go that way.
Yeah, well, I bought the PlayStation 3, the one that can play PlayStation 2 games. So I have, let's say, a retro game collection. So PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 games. I've been playing some old Resident Evil games. I played Resident Evil 2, the original one from 1998. I played the old Castlevania
Michael
games.
Philo donated $1.99
right?
through Super Chat.
PlayStation 2 and 3, and some other games. And I've also played some modern games, right? I just bought Diablo 4, and I have to say, man, this modern gaming gear, they have a lot of issues, right? So first of all, always online needs to stop. I know that you said that it's 2023, everyone has online, everyone has internet, right? Everyone has Wi-Fi. But dude, I have Wi-Fi. Yeah, I have an internet connection, and I use it to work almost every day. It has almost no issues. If I'm working like 6 hours, maybe they'll have issues for 5 minutes. And I'm playing Diablo 4, and there is like a 50% chance of me having connectivity issues, of me being kicked out of the server, of me having lag, significant lag. I've even died when I was playing the campaign. I was fighting against some boss. I had a boss fight, right? And I was really playing well, but I just, at the end of the boss fight, it started lagging, and because of that, I died, so I had to restart my router. Then they kicked me out of the fucking game. It crashed. I couldn't log in again because they locked my account. They probably thought that I was a hacker or something. Yeah, I'm telling you. Look, the simplicity to just plug and play is underrated, in my opinion, okay? And this always on. I know that they are trying to prevent piracy. I understand, but I think that for a billion-dollar company, there are better ways to do that. Wouldn't you agree with that?
100%. I mean, they've got everything at their fingertips. They could make it a lot easier, a lot simpler, and it shouldn't be a matter of you being kicked out of this server, kicked out of that server. You shouldn't be banned. It's like, I get all the security implementations, whatever, but holy shit, man. You're just trying to play the game. You're not trying to...
Like, I even beat the campaign, so I was so invested in Diablo because I played Diablo 3 over 6 years ago, right? So I was so invested in this game that I even paid like full price, like $70, right? I paid $70. It's a lot of money for me. But I just said, you know, I've been waiting for 6-7 years, right? I was super hyped for the game. I have a modern gaming PC that is more than capable of playing a game on 60 FPS. high settings, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for like half the campaign, dude, half the campaign, it was lagging. Like I didn't pay $70. I didn't pay for a gaming PC. That's almost the same power level as the new PlayStation 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
It has very similar components, right? How the fuck is it lagging? Like it's crazy. And I'm playing FIFA. It's not lagging. I'm watching you on YouTube, 1080p, no lagging. I'm downloading video games. I'm downloading movies. It's a stable internet connection. But because it's always online, you're always dependent on their servers. And that depends on where you live, which area you're from. Maybe if you're from some smaller city or smaller country, far away from their, maintenance servers or whatever, it could be laggy even if you have a very fast internet connection, very strong internet connection. So I'm like, okay, that's strike number one, right? That's strike number one. Strike number two is greed. And I'm telling you, these gaming companies, they become very, very greedy. Because I've looked at these older games, and every time I bought a game, I get a physical copy on a disc, and I get like a game manual. And I even bought some games from Rockstar. I bought Manhunt, the original one. And they even made, like, I don't know if you knew this, but they actually made a website. Like, the company, Rockstar, they made a website, which was like a forum with some of the characters from within the game, right? It was like some snuff movie stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I went on the what is it called? The Wayback Machine. I looked it up, and it's actually still there. Like it's saved, right? It still exists on the Internet Archives, and it's such a cool idea. GTA 5, it came with a map, the physical map with the city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Skyrim. I still have the physical map of all the locations of that area, Skyrim. And I like Diablo 4 was digital only, right? There is no other way to buy the game. I had to buy digital. Resident Evil 4, I had to buy digital. No other way. The only physical copies are for PlayStation and for Xbox, and they're even more expensive than the digital ones. Then I looked up Resident Evil 3, digital only. Resident Evil 2, digital only. So all of the newer Resident Evil games, all of the Capcom games, digital only. Basically all of the EA games, digital only, $70. Remember when they said the digital games are going to be cheaper than physical because they wouldn't have to pay all of the distribution costs, the material, the plastic, the disc, right?
Yeah.
Where did that go? They just pocketed the profit, right? The difference. That's great. They added microtransactions, always online. And I'm sitting here like, is this really a great area for gaming? Because when you have all of these AAA titles, it's hit and miss, right? You have Resident Evil 4, like that's a dot, right? That's win. But then you had Forspoken, what a game, like 3 out of 10 straight up. You had what was it called? Redfall. Redfall was shockingly bad. Diablo 4 was like a 5 or a 6 out of 10. I mean, the game itself is not bad, but with all of the lagging, with all the issues, you'll see when you play the game, you haven't finished the campaign. I think that you'll join the campaign, but after the campaign, I think you'll quit the game. You'll see, right? I won't spoil anything, but you'll see.
Doom Strange donated $2.99 through Super
You also
Chat.
had the Jedi
You
game.
should
What
play
is it called?
Dark Messiah for the stream.
Like a Star Wars game, single player. Like what is it called?
Oh, Jedi
Fallen Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game was like completely unfinished, unoptimized. It was unplayable.
Oh, the
It's
new
like,
one?
Yeah, the new one, the sequel to the 2019 one. Do you know what it's called? I forgot.
Survivor?
Yeah, Jedi Survivor, right. So that game was completely unplayable on PC. I didn't buy it, thankfully, but I've heard a lot of reviews, people who have like 49, right, the GPUs, bro, it was unplayable. Like, if you don't have the newest of the newest hardware, you're gonna have issues. So I'm thinking, how is this a great era for gaming when you have record high prices, record high greed, when you have always online microtransactions bullshit, battle passes, right? And then on top of that, we have unfinished games, unpolished games, unoptimized games. I mean, I understand that there are some games which are, very good, very promising. I think Starfield has a lot of potential. But I just think that compared to the PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 era, I don't think we're there yet. I think that this is an improvement over 2020 and maybe 2021, which was a quiet year. But we still aren't there. This is like a 6 out of 10 era at best, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say?
No, you're right, man. You're very right. The thing is, I'm looking at where we started on this channel. Resident Evil 3, it was a time to complain, but things got really bad when the pandemic happened and there were like so many shit games. And now that things are, going in a bit better of a direction, it's still a plus, but there's a lot of negatives. Like you're saying, man, the greed is overwhelming. It's insane, actually.
Did you know that if you paid $20 more, you could play Diablo like 4 days earlier? Can you imagine? Like, what a dumb, greedy decision that was.
Yeah.
You can pay like 1/3 of a game to play it 4 days earlier. And I think they even had like a cosmetic item or some shit. Like, I don't even know what they were selling. Like, people are literally giving the company $20 just to play the game for 4 days before everyone else, right? What a crazy timeline. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry, okay, can I say I don't know, because I'm a lot. So.
Dude, it's awful. I think part of that is for content creators to get a little more squeeze out of us, a little more cash. I don't know, man. Being 5 days early, it doesn't make the experience better. It just, hey, I'm early to the same ride that everyone's going to ride over and over again. I don't know. You're right, man. These paywalls, all this shit, honestly, I could just hit the delete button. I'd like to get back to how it was, but I don't know if we can get there.
Okay, and so my last point is going to be a very unpopular one, and I fully, expected to see some counter arguments. I hope that we can have a decent conversation on this. So this is probably my most unpopular opinion on gaming. So prepare yourself for this. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I genuinely believe that in today's day and age, in 2023, there is either no reason or almost no reason for consoles to exist. Okay, and now hear me out. I am of the belief that for a consumer, for a gamer, exclusivity is a bad thing, right? I want people to be able to play God of War. I want people to be able to play Zelda games whenever, wherever they want, right? That's my belief. That's what I think consumers should want. I don't think consumers should be more interested in the well-being of super rich corporations more than being interested in their own interests, right? So what I'm saying is, back in the 80s, back in the 90s, and even I would say 2000s, PC parts were very expensive, okay? And you had to buy those CRT monitors. You probably remember, you're older than me. Like, you had to buy these monitors, and they were very expensive. You would have to spend like a couple $1,000s just to buy like a decent home PC. But everyone had a TV. Every household had a TV. Not only in America, everywhere people had TVs, right? CRTs, everyone had. So it was much easier, it was much more convenient and cheaper to just buy a gaming console and plug it to your TV, right, and play. But nowadays, you can buy a decent monitor for literally $100. Literally $100. It has HDMI, it has all of the cables and shit. Like, you can buy that for cheap. We have those LCD, LED, whatever they're called, right? So what I'm saying is, if you're buying a console is basically a PC. It has GPU, CPU, all of the PC components. The only difference between a console and a PC is the operating system. When you buy a PC, you're buying, all of the components, and then your operating system is Windows or Linux, whatever you're installing. But if you're buying a console, you're forced into one operating system, and it is either PlayStation, it's Nintendo, or it's Xbox. So it's one operating system. You cannot have Windows on a PlayStation, right? So what that means is that you might pay a little bit less on hardware, but then you won't be able to have Steam, have EA games, Blizzard Store, Ubisoft Store, Epic Games, right? You'll only have one place where you can buy video games. So what I'm saying is, instead of having all of these different consoles like Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox, why don't we just have PCs? Like, if you really want the convenience of just plugging your console into a television, like screen, right? Why don't you just buy, like, let's say, a PlayStation and then have Windows on it? Maybe Microsoft can make an operating system like Windows Sport TV, so it's easier for you to use the controller and watch YouTube or download movies, download whatever you want. I mean, I know it's not as profitable for these companies to implement that yet. They're still banking on that exclusivity money, but don't you think that for consumers it would be a better idea, a better deal for them? Like you buy a box, right? And then you can either turn it into a Windows PC or a Windows TV, right? So if you have it on your TV, you can play God of War, you can play Zelda, you can play whatever you want, right? Am I crazy with this, or like why are not people clamoring for that?
I think people are clamoring for that. It's just very hard to imagine that reality. If consoles went away, I think a lot of people would quit gaming because the convenience of it is really all it is. That's like with PC, I would have to mess with some settings and, maybe download something extra if I'm on Steam, like Max Payne with the audio. That's what's turned me off of PC gaming forever, in part because you had to download some other thing after you bought Max Payne off some other site to get the game to run properly. And I said, that's strange hoop to jump through. I've never had a hoop to jump through with a console. Maybe, switching a game from PS4 to PS5 or Xbox One to Xbox Series. Maybe I had a problem there. But overall, it's a streamlined experience, and I think the convenience of it is all that it is. Take away the convenience, and everyone should have a PC. Period.
Okay, but imagine if let's say imagine if Microsoft made an operating system which is called, I don't know, like Xbox TV or something like that, right?
Mm.
And then you bought the console, right? You bought all the components, the GPU, the CPU, hardware is there, right? So you plug it into either your monitor or your TV. Okay, so now you have the operating system. And now you have something like PlayStation. It has the same hub, the same UI, right? You can use your controller, you can just plug the game, play, right? But at the same time, you have access to Steam, you have access to Battle.net, Discord, all of the other apps, web browser, it's much more convenient. You can just watch YouTube in like 3 seconds. I've seen the web browser for PlayStation looks very clunky. But what I'm saying is, like, you wouldn't have exclusivity. Because right now, if you want to play God of War as an Xbox player or a PC player, you have to spend $500 on a PlayStation, which is essentially the same hardware you already own, maybe even worse than you already own. Again, so a new CPU, a new GPU, new motherboard, every single component you're buying it again, just so you can be just a game from Sony to play on their operating system, right? So instead of having multiple operating systems such as PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, how about you have one operating system for consoles, which has all of the streamlined experience that you mentioned, but all of the games, right? Like, wouldn't that be like the best dream of every consumer, of every game? That you want to play all of your games from, with all of the, how can I say, with all of the benefits of having a convenient console. Is that all?
The only way this would be possible is if everyone in the industry shook hands and pretty much took a hit majorly financially. Like, it would have to be the most massive partnership known to man. And I think at that point, that would be a monopoly, and the government would probably step in and shut it down. I don't know. That's so much power. That would be.
Oh no! I mean, not like if, I just use Microsoft as an example. I'm not saying like why one company should control the entire operating system. I'm saying like maybe instead of competing with games, like exclusivity deals, such as Sony buying, paying developers like millions of dollars to have their games exclusive on PlayStation. Maybe they should just compete on convenience. Like, for example, you have Steam, right? Why is Steam so popular? The reason why it's so popular is because Valve invested decades of research and decades of maintenance and money into making Steam so good, right? You have a friends list. You have web browser which you can access from within the game. You have the FPS counter. You have like voice chat. You have all of these features, and they're there for a reason because Valve invested like 15 years of like development time into that app. And so instead of competing, okay, let's just imagine right now, you have Epic Games, right? When Epic Games bought games exclusively for their Epic Games store, everyone freaked out. Why do you think that everyone freaked out? Well, the reason why everyone freaked out is because they didn't want Epic Games to outcompete Steam because they have exclusive games. They wanted Epic Games to outcompete Steam because they have better features. So instead of Sony competing with Microsoft with exclusive games such as God of War and what was the other like PlayStation exclusive? I don't know, like the racing one. I forgot the name, right? Instead of competing with Microsoft with The Last of Us and God of War and all these games, maybe they should compete with Microsoft in making a better experience, such as I don't know, having a better UI, having Discord implemented, maybe having a better voice chat features, better friendly features, maybe an improved version of Game Pass, which, by the way, they don't even have Game Pass. They have like PlayStation Plus or whatever it's called. Right? Maybe these companies should compete on accessibility, convenience, streamlining. Like maybe they should compete on that front instead of competing with exclusivity. I'm not saying like one company should control the entire console gaming industry. I'm just saying that the existing companies shouldn't compete on exclusivity deals. They should compete on convenience, on lower prices, right? Isn't that the goal? Like maybe I wasn't 100% clear. I'm sorry, but can you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah. No, it would be a massive improvement if they just, I guess, thought a little simpler, not so harsh with exclusivity and deals and such. Man, I can barely speak the speak of a corporate talk. It's so nasty to me, but gamers should have that convenience. They should have a choice at all times. I mean, this is 2023. I mean, it should only get better. And I think that's what a lot of callers have said. It should be better right now. And it may be getting better, but it should be a whole lot better. Like we've learned over time, just simple basic shit. And now that we're at this point, the convenience is there, but the choice really isn't. Pardon me. If I had to say it, they're basically forcing you to buy all consoles. They're basically forcing you to buy everything.
Yeah. And I mean, it really shouldn't be like that because you have a game like Zelda. It's a great game, right? You play the game. You enjoy the game. Why am I now forced to buy a 2017 mobile phone to play that game on 25 FPS when at home I have a more than capable gaming PC of playing the game, right? Like that's just anti-consumer. That's just anti-consumer. Like maybe Nintendo, instead of locking down that game with exclusivity, maybe they should make like, let's say, on the most convenient, the cheapest operating system with the best store, with the best prices, right? Maybe they should do something like that. Like, I just don't understand this insistence of people just having to buy all of these different consoles. It's like a waste of money. It's a waste of plastic, like resources. I'm being genuine. I'm being serious right now. Like, it's such a stupid idea. And I just think that the reason why we are here to begin with, because there are a lot of people who are more interested in seeing corporations do well than seeing gamers have the best experience, especially on Twitter and places like that, right? People are more interested in PlayStation than their own benefits. Like, it's honestly insane. Like, did you have the same experience?
Yes, indeed. As far as their service goes on PlayStation, dude, I only use it to pretty much talk to people and play a few certain games that I'm forced to, like, have the service. Otherwise, the service blows. My God, they can't do anything right. I tried to refund Diablo 4 because I bought the standard edition. Then I realized, oh, I can get the game 5 days early with an upgrade. They wouldn't let me buy the upgrade, so I had to buy the super crazy version. and I tried to refund that. They ignored me. I mean, PlayStation is not the king of the castle. People may say that. That's just bullshit.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Look, I've been here for, 24 minutes, so I'll just let someone else call in. There are probably people waiting. But just to end this, I really like your content. I like you as a guy, as a person. I'll be supporting the channel in the future as well, so I look forward to that.
Thank you so much, Leon. Thank you for your patience in getting this call together.
No problem, man. See you around.
Until next time.
Until next time.
Man, Leon's been on the channel the whole time. Let's see who it is.
Hello, are you there, Dylan?
This is me.
Yeah, this is a short call here. This is for the caller who called after me, who may or may not be Dan Allen himself. If he is, then my apologies, I got it wrong. He seemed to be annoyed. I said that he wasn't, speaking to you guys for honest reasons. Well, sorry about that. I don't have the full picture, so if I got it wrong, my apologies. I'm not going to cause a shit show on Dylan's channel, so that's all I wanted to say, really.
Paul, we got you on the wall.
Oh, shit, was that a roast?
No. We literally have a picture of you on the wall. It's a question mark, but it's still fitting,
A question mark? Like I'm Doctor Who?
Oh, well, I mean, if you want to go down that road. Are you a Doctor Who fan?
Yes, I actually am.
Well, Paul, hopefully we can get a video game that's up to your standard in that regard, but I doubt it.
No, that will be very, very doubtful. But we can, it may happen. So anyway, if the guy who called after me really was pissed off with me and it wasn't a roast, then my apologies.
I think Inverted said, "Oh, Paul, it's all good." He's Dan
Oh,
Allen.
Okay. I got pranked, didn't I?
You got pranked, Paul.
You bastards.
Gotcha again. Once again, Paul.
God damn it. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, well, it shows my good nature, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, man. Quality caller. Quality.
Well, anyway, I'll get off now because, it was completely useless calling in. I just didn't want to stir shit up on your channel, that's all.
No shit stirring had, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, well, if that wasn't really Dan Allen, fuck you, okay?
Here we go. We got some fire in the chamber.
This is a fun place. Oh God, if you want me to talk about balls or whatever, I will next time. But fucking hell, you both of you fucking got me. Holy shit! See, this proves I don't have a YouTube channel. I'm not into all this fucking shit stirring and whatever. I'm naive,
Paul, you could have fooled me, man. You sound like you got a channel with 10,000 subscribers.
No, I promise I don't. It doesn't interest me to do that. I may do. I thought about starting one as the weapons dealer guy a while ago. Yeah, do you think that might be a good idea?
From Resident Evil 4?
Yeah, because remember on the and we've been speaking since 2019,
Yeah.
And I was talking about the big Jill Cox sandwich with you on the Michael show. And stranger. Now that's a weapon, People wanted to make a weapons dealer channel, but I don't know.
Well, it might exist, but I tell you what, you're a better merchant by far, no matter what.
Oh, Inverted Access. Is that the bastard who was pretending to be Dan Allen?
Yep, that's the bastard.
You did a very good job there. You made me actually feel guilty.
Everyone thinks he's Dan Allen, man. It's funny.
No, do they really? Why? Because he's called Bruce.
Bruce?
Yeah, everyone in Australia is called Bruce. Didn't you know that?
I had no idea. This is brand new news to me. Shit. I learn something every
Inverted
week.
access. If you're a guy, you're called Bruce. He's got nothing to say now. I'm looking at the comments. Is or is not your name Bruce?
Oh, it might be. It might be. What a voice. More. Damn. We'll just let him take over the show.
How dare I? No. That means no. That's fucking That's a defense mechanism. He says, "How dare I?" Inverted access. You are called Bruce. You like to fuck sheep, and you like Foster's beer. How about that?
That's very specific. Foster's.
Yeah, it is. And the women are called Sheila, and they've got big fucking norks. Not tits, not boobs, fucking norks.
Never heard of that one either. Shit, I might have to...
Yeah, well, he roasted me. I actually felt bad for insulting Dan Allen, but it wasn't the real Dan Allen. Fuck you. Well done, that man.
Oh, Paul. This is great.
It is great. It is, yeah, for you.
Shit, yeah, for me. I'm entertained. You guys are entertaining me. This ain't the Dylan and the Details show. This is the Paul versus Inverted.
Inverted, yeah. Well, I don't know. Inverted what? Cock? I don't know. I'm sorry, Inverted. No, I'm not going to turn Dylan's channel into this fucking shit. But if it was the real Dan Allen, then I apologize. But it's obviously not. And you roasted me. Well fucking done, Bruce.
Well done.
All right, I'm going to get off the air now because I feel like a schmuck.
You're anything but. You've got the certified badge.
Yeah, well, thank you so much indeed. And Inverted, you're still called fucking Bruce. So there. All right, Dylan, see you on the next one.
Until next time, Paul.
All right, I'm going to get off the air now because I feel like a schmuck.
Who is this? What are you doing? Okay. I gotta take a piss. Just flat out simple as that. I'll be right back. Just, there's nothing I can do. But what I can do for you is, ding-a-ling ding. Ding-a-ling ding. They call me ding-a-ling. 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 It's the name of the channel now. Ding-a-ling in the Details. Alrighty. We're back live. Great music. I'm glad you liked it. Oh, is there anything I missed? Are you guys okay? Is anyone mad at me? You guys mad? Everyone pissed off at me? Little old me? Oh no. Who is this?
Hello?
This is Dylan in the Details live.
Hey, how you doing? This is Drew. I called you like 2 days ago, I think.
Drew.
Yeah, we were talking about Todd, I think.
How's it going, man?
Pretty good. Just had a few things I was going to ask. I've been playing that Spider-Man remaster. I mean, it's okay. I don't see why everyone's, for Spider-Man 2, why everyone's all going crazy. But to me, it's like maybe a little bit better than Batman, maybe not. But it just reminds me of Batman. I don't see what the big deal is. It does the job, but it's not crazy. So I don't see why all these Sony fans are thinking Spider-Man 2 is going to be really good. It's okay. I mean, what are your thoughts on Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff?
Spider-Man 2 is nothing more than DLC.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pay $20 for that. I'd pay $5 or maybe $10 for that DLC. How much would you pay?
Maybe $4 or $5. I get $4 or $5, maybe.
Sounds about right.
I'd have to get I'd have to buy off like a PC key, one of those people that sell on Steam, those keys instead of getting the game. I'd pay $5, but it's some of these games. They look like they look worse than Xbox One games in their next gen. I don't understand. Is that because they're rushing them out or something?
Yeah, it's like hotcakes. You gotta rush out the hotcakes before the food gets cold. But this food doesn't get cold. Gamers grow impatient, waiting for patches, fucking DLC down the road. I mean, man.
What games you been playing, like offline? Anything new or anything?
A little bit of The Hunt, but it's been a minute, so I need to hop back in. But new games? No.
Would you play Aliens Dark Descent?
Pardon?
Would you play that new Aliens The Dark Descent? Would you play that or no?
Looks a little tough for me. I need the baby mode turned on. Easy.
Yeah, just fly through it.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I don't know.
Only for
that's all you have is... Yeah, you have tactical strategy games coming out, and it's like... I know that Immortals game's coming out, but I think I told you in a comment, it kind of looked rough, but I watched like an hour clip of that Immortals game, and the beginning seemed okay, but like 20 minutes in, if you're just watching the guy play the game, man, it doesn't look great for next gen. I really like the game. When I first saw the trailer, I'm like, this could be something. And then as soon as you go 30 minutes in that game of this demo, it's just like, man, I'm not paying $70 for that.
$70 for that?
I think that's what they go for, isn't it? 70. I've seen some go for 185, and these are like games from like 2017. Like Steam, they overpriced their games terribly. I wouldn't pay anything for Steam.
Yeah, if a game's digital only, it should have $10 dropped off that price. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's like the Microsoft Store, as you know, the digital, man, you have to pay full price digital. It's like, what's the point?
What is the point?
I had to pay when I got Cyberpunk, I think I paid, what was it? I mean, it's only been out a couple of years, but I tried that, and I paid, I think, at least 60. And I'm like, man, I knew it was going to be rough going in, but I'm like, maybe I'll see something out of it. But I finished it halfway. Maybe I stopped halfway through. So.
Well, you should only pay half the price then.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, some of these games, man, they look terrible. Hoping Starfield's coming out, and I'm kind of looking at the horizon. Like, the Switch, all they have is Pikmin 4 coming out. Like, who gives a shit about Pikmin 4? I mean, when I was 15 or like 12 or 10, I played Pikmin 3 or 2 or whatever it was. But man, that's a long time ago when that stuff was even popular. I don't know why they're doing that.
I kind of look forward to that slightly, but it's taking too long, man. Metroid Prime 4 announced, what, 6 years ago? 6+? Pikmin 4 just announced, no gameplay? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. What is that going to be like? What, is it the same as 3? I mean, that's the problem, like you said. You don't know what, I mean, you kind of know what you're getting into, but, I mean, not really. I don't even know what the story would be, you know?
I don't even think the story would be the point. I think the gameplay used to be the point. Now everything's got a strict narrative that it sticks to. I miss old Pikmin. I don't even remember what the fucking story was. Send in your little flower dudes to do warfare and shit, and then they die off, and it's like dramatic and sad, and it's like intense. But you know, it's like almost a kid's game. But if you think about it on a deeper level, I guess, like, all those flower dudes are just straight up going to their death for you. And they'll all return, be like 3 dudes left. They'll still be loyal to you. There's stuff they could do there, man. But honestly, who gives a fuck about Nintendo? Be honest, who gives a fuck?
I know.
Like,
you have, one good game every... I mean, besides Zelda, I won't even... My girlfriend has a Switch. That's the only reason I played it. Man, I wouldn't even... what else they have on there? I mean, really? I mean...
Tears of the Kingdom.
Mario?
Yeah, Mario, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah. I think it's, $350 for one of those? I think the new ones, somewhere in there. It's kind of up there for a Switch.
Yeah, that's psycho, man, because the fucking new Xbox is like a terabyte, and it can actually run games and not literally burn. Dude.
If Nintendo brings, I don't know, whatever, are you going to buy the next gen console of Nintendo, or are you going to just say forget it? Have they kind of changed their mind, or are you still kind of loyal to them at all, or no?
I wasn't really loyal to Nintendo since the GameCube. Like, the GameCube is my favorite console. The Wii, the Wii U, I mean, it's just bumps in the road to me. But will I buy their next console? No.
Doomstrange donated $2.99 through Super Chat. What was that oil it break music, Dylan?
Oh, yeah. I know we're talking about Starfield. Is there... I mean... Bethesda, I like them a lot. I think Todd's great, but what's the deal? Why don't they really have that many cutscenes in any of their games? I mean, I know it's focused on gameplay, but is Starfield going to have cutscenes? Are they going to be like that in-game kind of cutscene where where you just dialogue? I mean, is there any cutscenes they're going to have, or I mean, what do you think?
I think it's going to be a lot like Oblivion. You're going to be talking in conversation, and the camera will zoom into their face, and then maybe zoom around to other faces in the room. Yeah, that's interesting. You bring up the cutscene thing. I don't remember too many cutscenes in Bethesda games.
Because I haven't played Fallout 4, so I don't know. Did they have cutscenes in that? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't even think it has. I don't think Skyrim did. I mean, has any of his games had cutscenes?
I think they have. I'm just trying to think what the hell the cutscene was. Like, at the end of the game, I remember Fallout 4 had kind of a cutscene.
Yeah, I get it. It's all about gameplay, but, I like gameplay. I like story. Like I'm more. Give me a good story. Give me a good gameplay. I'm okay. I don't need 140,000 frames per second. I'm not going to bitch about that. You know, just if the game runs, it runs. I just don't get why all these people are like 60 to 30. Okay, if you overanalyze that, and maybe if you look at a before and after of 30 and 60, I did that on the computer one day, and I'm like, man, I don't really see a big difference. I don't understand. Are people just bitching because they're trying to find anything to say that Starfield sucks, or do people really care that much about frames per second? I don't get that.
I place this into the category. I'm glad you brought that up, man. Shit, haven't even talked about that really today, dude. I place that in the category of entitled, complacent gamers who have decided that now is the time permanently 60 no matter what. It's like, do we remember the last how many decades of gaming we've had? Or shit, decade. However old people are on this channel, it's like, you've been a gamer for a while. Do you remember back when you started out and it wasn't like about 60 frames? First time I remember 60 frames being a thing was with The Last of Us Remastered.
Yeah.
That was my first experience, and I said, wow, this looks like shit. And then it grew on me.
Like Gears of War, when Halo came out first, and I mean, I was a kid, but it's like, I didn't give a shit about. I still don't. You can, I mean, as long as it's like 10 frames. I mean, 30. I mean, I don't even know, is Spider-Man Remastered, is that 60? I don't even know. I haven't even checked on that, but I don't even know what game I played that had 60. I mean, on my gaming computer, I can customize it to be like whatever, 100, whatever it can be. But if I think about it, I don't even know what games have ran on 60. Do they tell you? I don't know how you can find that out unless you just go online or something. But I just don't see how if that's going to be your turning point on if the game's good or not. I think they need to rethink what's really going on.
They need a reality check, dude. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Frames are stopping you from enjoying the best game in like I can't imagine that stopping me.
No. Well, there's somebody with the name M that talks about that all the time.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I seen he posted something or other that said Starfield didn't have a disc. And I laughed and I said, well, somebody's doing their research. Never mind. I shouldn't say. But yeah, man.
His name says that he's all about it, but then you see him. He goes back and forth. He complains about something, but then he defends it. That's a whole different story for another time. But
nah, sure. Little old Mackle just wants the attention, man. He'll say anything to get it. Shit. 1 week it sucks. Next week it blows. Next week it's woke. Oh, now it's just fine.
You knew him a long time, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, about 16 years, 17 years.
Oh, jeez.
Sixth grade.
I didn't know that. Sixth grade?
Yeah.
Wow. Is he more, I mean, you don't have answers, but is he more amped up because it's computer, or is that just how he is?
Computer.
Yeah, that he just amped up.
Oh, man. You don't know?
Right.
You can't.
Well,
you can't tell the act.
I can, but yeah. With him, so who knows?
No, it's all good.
Get into all that.
No, it's all good. Shit, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are like that, though.
Yeah.
What can
the
you
other
do?
guy's name? Is it Synthetic, man? I tried watching his stuff. It's not very good. He doesn't create enough content. You're like almost every other day. It seems like you're on there. I think the last one he has like 4 weeks ago. That's just not enough.
Yeah, he doesn't live stream. He's got like partner. The way he makes money or whatever is he partners with the fucking food company and then pushes the food onto the viewers. Here's a coupon code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's a salesman.
Salesman. That's a good way to say it, dude. Definitely.
Yeah. I guess that's how some of these people are getting all these views and stuff. I guess they're just kissing up butt, which, if that's what you want to do, I guess, good for you. But, I mean, if you can tell me you made it by kissing butt, I mean, that's everybody. So I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
but
truly.
You seem real. That's why I like you. You're real. Well, a lot of people aren't, but you're one of the good ones. That's for sure.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that comment to the highest degree. I want to be genuine. I want this fucking platform to be genuine, but it's so clickbait every day.
It's gotten worse. I think it has. I know I'm just saying that, but it really has gotten worse, I think.
Yeah, for sure. People see, this troll's getting millions of views off this idea. Oh, let's all do it. Oh, Lord.
What's it going to take next month for you to live react or do a reaction video on Immortals when it comes out? Is that possible, or are you not going to do it at all?
It's very possible, man. I don't see any reason not to. Next month, you say?
Yeah, I think it comes out the middle of the month, maybe. I don't know. Maybe the 12th of July. I don't really know. But it comes out this month. It should, unless they delay it again. I don't know.
Ooh, don't delay. That will make people very... Well, actually, I don't know what the fan base is like, so...
I haven't read anything. I mean, what I've seen doesn't look great. I'm going to still play it, but it doesn't look great. But I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. I've seen some, but it's not getting a whole lot of, from what I see, a lot of looks. But maybe I'm just looking at the wrong place. But I don't know enough about it. It kind of reminds me of that Ghostwire Tokyo or whatever it is. I played that, and it was all right, I guess. It wasn't great, but has the same fundamentals. But and like you said before, it's like Forspoken, which that's trash. So I don't know how this is gonna be good, but I'll try it.
Yeah, definitely give it a try. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna buy it, but I'll definitely look deeper into it. You said there's gameplay already posted, like deeply into the game?
So I think I said that last time. There's a guy named Gamer who plays around. This guy somehow gets. I mean, I get it. They invite him to play him, but this guy gets these games. Like he has 1,000 games. It's like a whole team of people playing these games. And if you type in Immortals of Avalon, or I don't even know what the hell it's called, but if you type in just gameplay, Gamer's Little Playground should be the first one. And it's like an hour and 15 minutes of him playing the game, and after 10, 15 minutes, like it's repetitive. I mean, the level design, you're gonna if you watch it, you're gonna go each checkpoint that he goes into, it's the same rocky mountain area. It's the same, and you're gonna be like, this looks like a PlayStation 3. When PlayStation 3 just had those first-person shooters, they were just whatever. They weren't great, but it's just like that. It's repetitive. From the trailer, it looked decent, which they all do, obviously. But like I said, if you look 20 minutes into this thing, it's like it goes from this looks great to it's pretty good, and then you're like, man, this is the same thing over and over.
Oh no, another Golem?
So,
dude, ouch. Well, maybe I'll be there for that reality check if it's that bad, dude.
It's just it's not worth 60 or 70. It's maybe 15, 20, but they're gonna want $70.
Oh man, that sounds kind of fun actually. If it's that bad, I might have to look into it. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, you should. I look forward to you making fun of it, because after you see, like I said, after 10 minutes of the day, it's okay. But once you see the cutscenes and after the CGI trailer that they keep showing, once you actually see the cutscenes, the faces get weird, and it's like, this is next gen. And you start to see the faces, the way they talk. It's like, man, this is like, is it a AA game developer? I don't know, but maybe I'm too hard on it. If it's a AA developer and not a AAA, then I'll stop making fun of it. But if it's just a AAA game, I don't know who created the game, but if it's AA, then I'll stop. But if this is a AAA game, man,
I have a feeling this is a heavily funded project. I'm trying to see who created it. Immortals.
Yeah, 'cause if it's AA, then okay, I'm like, okay, maybe I should lay off. But I thought it was AAA, but I'm not sure.
Oh, Ascendant Studios, and it's Unreal Engine 5. It does not
Yeah,
look like...
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look great for that stuff.
Oh, man. I don't even know what they've done. An independent AAA studio. What does that mean?
Like what does that mean? Like you said, what does that mean? It's basically a AA on steroids, but not AAA. I don't know.
Is this their first game? What the hell? Watch the origin story. No thanks. I think I'll just go to your Twitter and see what the fuck else you've done.
Yeah.
Give them a follow. Hell yeah, man.
Hopefully next month I'll see you playing it. If not, I'll probably call you, let you know how it is. But I'm gonna find a way to try to find it cheaper somehow. But I'm not paying $70 for that.
Yeah, that's probably a wait for a sale situation.
Yeah. No, that's what ACG guy always says, buy, wait, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
He talks a million miles a minute.
Man, oh man, oh
I don't know,
man.
you ever watch them?
Yeah, I watched a couple videos. I think I didn't like his Redfall because he only played half of the game. He didn't even get to the fucking second map.
Redfall is always going to be embarrassment. It's like the redheaded stepchild you don't want to bring up. It's like, man, every time someone says Redfall, you can't really defend it. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't defend Redfall. But that's their big blister, I hope. Hopefully Starfield is what, I have a lot of hope in it, but, the whole Game Pass day one, I'm thinking about it more. I'm like, man, why is it Game Pass day one? I get it. You want people to get Game Pass, but that does maybe, I have Game Pass, but to put it on day one Game Pass, I don't know. That's a big game to put on there day one, I think.
It's suspicious. I feel you.
Yeah. Michael says it all the time, and it's like, I'm starting to think about it. It's like, maybe he has a point there, if someone said, would you rather see Elder Scrolls 5, Fallout 5, or Starfield, you can play only one of those on September 6th or whenever Starfield comes out. I don't know if I choose Starfield, man. I don't know.
I like the potential of a new IP, but yeah, if I had my choice, Fallout 5, easily.
Yeah. We'll see, man. I guess we're all in together with. If this thing doesn't, my problem is the expectations they're putting on it. If it's only like a B plus and not an A, it's not going to look good. That's the problem. They're trying to hit a home run, but I hope. So all we can do is wait and see.
That's really it, man. Wait for the reality check, and then when it flops out, my God, is it gonna fucking, oh my God, refund?
Are you gonna? Yeah. Are you ever gonna play Xbox really again? Are you gonna really think about it if it's that bad? Or you think you're just keep going with it or no?
Oh, Starfield? If it's bad, dude, then I quit day one.
Yeah.
I will find out.
I guess you're gonna be doing are you gonna be doing live reaction day one or no? You have any idea?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the 99 edition and spend $100 and see 5 days early if that game's.
I know. I've been thinking about doing that too, but is that where you get to watch, or is that even a higher one?
That's
I don't even know.
The Constellation edition. That's like $200, $300.
Oh my God!
And it's sold
Man,
out.
I'm not paying $200 for a watch, man. Unless it's like a Breitling or something.
Yeah, no. Everyone should learn from Fallout 76. Don't buy the big ass pile of goods. It might be cheap.
It looks okay, but man, okay, they give you, what is that? What's the a pin or whatever? I'm like, man, I don't give a shit about that. I'd rather have the controller and the headset. Can you buy that separately, or is that I actually think I might do the control on headset, but I'm not going to spend $200 on a watch.
No, you can buy that separately. I was thinking about the headset as well, but my other headset still holds up, man. I gotta say.
So it's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Dude, have you tried the PlayStation headset, the Pulse?
No, not yet.
It's trash. Don't buy it. That's my review.
It's
trash. Don't buy it. But the Xbox one is so fucking... It's perfect. It's perfect. 10 out of 10 item.
How much is it going for? Like, what is it, 80 or something?
The current Xbox one? You mean Starfield?
Yeah. Yeah, the headset, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about 80 or so.
That's not... No. I don't know. These games that have all these big investments in them, they gotta come through.
Yeah, it's actually 120. Holy shit. Yikes.
I don't know, man. I may have to wait. I don't know. That's not... I don't know that. You're getting into, like, bows, headset prices, and beats.
Yeah, just for a little color on the headset. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If they made an Xbox Series X Starfield design, I may get that, but I saw that, what was it, the Porsche had a system that you could win. That looked pretty cool, but you have to win it. You can't buy it. You ever see that?
Yeah, it looked cool, but it just... Yeah. I was expecting more, I guess.
Yeah.
Than just a paint job.
Yeah. Yeah, basically what they put on a red and green or whatever it was, and there you go.
Oh my god. Oh, the Starfield controller is 80. The headset is 120. Jesus.
So you're basically, if you buy Starfield for 5 days early, that's what'd you say, 100? And then the headset's 120, and then the controller, what? That's like 320 right there, 280, just right there.
Dude, we're getting to big numbers here. That's like, wow, I just bought a whole system, basically.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I played Diablo 4. I was thinking about getting a box set, but when I saw how much that was, I'm like, nah, that's not worth it. I don't think it is.
Diablo is great, but unless you're like a majorly dedicated fan, I don't see any edition of any game being, like, why buy that? People bought the God of War Ragnarok, Game of the Year edition or whatever. Didn't even have a fucking disc. Like, what the... What are we doing?
Did you play 2 weeks in the Diablo 4? I only played about 2 weeks. And then I'm like, okay, I finished the story. I did some side missions, but it's like, I got bored. I mean, it's a great game. The story's great. I think the gameplay's good, but it's not gonna, I don't see that much more I could have done. Yeah, I could have leveled up my character, but I hear they're having a season pass, but I don't even know what that's even going to be. I don't even know. I haven't read into that. But would you play, like 2 weeks or more? Are you still playing that, or?
We beat it, and I felt like it was a done situation.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for my review to, be done, fully edited before I go on any further, because I heard there is some post-game content that will leave my head turning. So we'll see.
So what's the season? Is that more to the campaign, or is that more like multiplayer stuff? What's the season pass about? Do you know?
Honestly, every time I click on the button, like, I'm supposed to keep clicking on this thing daily or weekly that gives me points and shit. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it is. I bought this edition like a stupid fuck, and I don't even know what I'm getting.
What did you get, the deluxe or the other one?
The ultimate.
No, I got the deluxe, so I don't know what the difference. But
I don't know either. 5 days early, and that's about it.
I don't think I used any of the armor that they somehow. I forgot even how you did that. But I never used the armor that came with it, or whatever it was.
I don't even know what came with it to begin with. I just wanted the 5 days early, and then they screwed me on the ultimate edition. Holy fuck. But yeah, we'll see more, I'm sure, on Diablo. I know they've got some content upcoming. It's not like the game ends when you beat it, There's more, but you're right. I don't know if there's going to be a long life to it. More fun with friends, for sure.
And that's coming out next month, isn't it? That's what I keep hearing, like the 15th or something.
15th?
I keep hearing middle of, or something. They said middle of the month in July, but that's what all these, that's what I heard, but I'm not 100% on it, but that's what I keep hearing is like 15th, 16th, somewhere in there, the middle of July is when the season pass is supposed to be coming. But seems kind of early, the game came out in June.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm not paying. I didn't play Diablo 3, so I don't know if they had season pass. I don't know how much they run. But if it's more than $30, man, I don't know.
$30? You mean I gotta pay more?
Is it free? I don't even know. I don't even know does it cost money for the season pass, or do they just give it to you?
I mean, it definitely costs money, but I'm wondering, the post-game content, is that blocked behind a paywall, or are we just going to keep getting new shit? Confused.
I think that's what they want us to act like we're stupid, but we're the ones giving them the money.
Yeah, really.
Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I can probably ask you 1,000 more questions, but I know you got other people calling.
Nah, man, I appreciate all the questions, keeping the conversation flowing. That's what we like.
Yeah. And definitely, hopefully you play that Immortals game, man. Hopefully you do.
I'll take a deeper look for sure. Once we learn more and there's more footage, I'll take a deep look.
All right. Thanks, man. And I'll call you again whenever you have a show.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate you.
See you.
Quality callers all day long with the brass, insidious tax. We've gotten down to it today on many different calls from many different people. Starfield has a disc. It's time to seethe and foam. You've absolutely hit the bottom of the well. And we have also hit the bottom of our well. If you could consider supporting the show today to keep the show going, we would definitely keep it going for you guys. As it is still early for me, but we are 2 hours and 45 minutes into our show, and we have not met the mark, but the mark is not far away, so we're not asking a lot of you guys. So if anyone could step up and support the show, that'd be excellent. If not, we'll do this another time, you know what I mean? But as far as Starfield goes, we've heard so many different takes today from so many different people. I think our conclusion is this, that 30 frames is not a blockade. 30 frames is not a situation where you have to cry about it. If you want, buy a PC and see if you can go well beyond. If frames stop you, buy an entire PC just for Starfield. If you're going to complain about Starfield on the outside and not do anything, then I don't know why you're talking. It's pretty much as simple as that. These people who have takes that aren't even buying the fucking game or don't even have an Xbox don't know what you're doing. You want to influence the industry by having an opinion. You want to influence gamers by having an opinion where you're not even going to jump into Starfield. I don't like that. Gaming is going in a better direction, but as Leon stated, there's a lot of greed that is just, it's a clusterfuck. It's a fungus. It's growing and it will not be stopped. Greed is part of the reason why this is all going. I mean, damn, when it comes to the gaming industry, more money is flowing through it than I could even count. And when I think about it, they don't have to ask too much from us. Why are games not $60 if they're digital? This has been pissing me off for, 6 years, 7 years? I don't know how long. But ever since I seen games being a higher price digitally rather than physical, I mean, what the fuck? Aren't they cutting costs? Aren't they cutting resources? Like, cut the cost of games, period. That's one of the first statements. And Starfield having a disc, $70 is a fine asking price. If it didn't have a disc, I'd say you're going to have to drop that price and take it off of Game Pass. I don't think it's a Game Pass game. I think it's one you buy. And fueling the industry with your cash, they'll know which direction to take. If you fuel the industry with this live service mentality, hey, I'm gonna buy a game and expect it to fucking... I don't like season passes. I don't like constant patches. I don't like the thought of a game not being done day one. So a disc to me is fucking purposeless. Not just because I have these consoles that are digital only, but I'll tell you this. If I had a disc console, I'd probably still go digital, because as far as I've ever seen, there is fucking cut content all over the goddamn place. When it comes to The Last of Us, Part 2, and the remake or whatever that is, you buy that shit physically, you're gonna find out when you disconnect from the internet that half of your fucking content is gone. Hello? You're live with the brass tacks.
It's Bruce.
Hey, Bruce. How's it going?
Pretty good. Just sitting here with my Foster's Light, drinking my beer.
Ew,
How are you,
Foster's
mate?
Light?
Oh, yeah, definitely Foster's Light. It's a little bit better than Bud Light, but, like, you know, I love Bud Light, especially if my name's Paul. I drink Bud Light all day, all night. Bud Light, woohoo.
Wow, you guys drink light beer, huh? Okay, well, I know who I'm
no,
dealing with.
mate, I drink the hardest shit of all. Don't you? No. Foster's Light, we're not even going to talk about that. No. But, you know, look, what I do with the sheep in my private time is, that's just private, Paul. But, you know, if you want pictures, how much you going to pay? How much you going to pay for?
Oh, well, Paul, he's probably listening right now. Apparently he's been listening the whole time, which is wild.
I hope so. Paul's a great caller, definitely Keno and comfy. And you know what? From now on, I'm happy to be known as Bruce. Bruce is a much more manly name than Paul. Paul's like that gay biker name that you get as a kid that, like, you know, rides on a bike naked.
On a bike naked? I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I reckon he just got back from a pride parade. But let's not get into that topic. Let's not do that. Been some great callers today. So I don't usually call twice, but it's still very early over here in Kangaroo Land. So I figured I'd get my morning off to a great start with the brass tacks.
Dude.
So,
how early is it?
Dude. Oh, it is literally 7:30 in the morning.
Holy shit, so, you're calling in, bro?
Yeah,
wow.
Dude. I literally will sometimes get up as early as 3 a.m. if you go live. But usually you'll go live around 5, which is literally when I wake up. So I'll just sit there and lay in bed for like 2 hours and then get on with my day. That's usually how these things go with you, Dylan. So I watch your stream early in the morning when I wake up. You're more or less an alarm clock to me. And then I'll watch you, and then, you know, sometimes you go live in the late arvo, which is lucky because that's usually, if I'm working, I only work 2 times a week. Luckily for me, that's all I need to work. And then I go home in the late arvo. You're on sometimes then too. So it's like, yeah, it's a perfect schedule for me. Sometimes you go live around 2 a.m. and I'm sleeping and I wake up and I'm like, I've already missed half the show and you're already 1 foot out the door. But, you know, yeah, most of the time it's a pretty chill experience, especially when the times you go live. Yeah, it's Keno and comfy, man. I love what you do. And I think the people do as well, and we want more of it. And I think Bruce has to bring that to the people. Bruce has to bring the reality checks just as much as Dylan does. So people are going to come in here and they're going to talk about their Spooderman, their fucking Spooderman. Oh, their fucking quick time simulator game. Oh,
it's...
I love it. I love Spider-Man. I'm not going to bash it too much, but the quick time offense. Oh, it's a baby game. I tell you right now, right here. Starfield and Philo, look at Philo. He is struggling to cope. He just got finished watching his daytime television and he's here and he's watching and he can't deal with the fact that Todd Howard lives rent-free in his head with four, soon to be five-time champ, Game of the Years, Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Oblivion, Skyrim, all Game of the Years. Philo hasn't even played one of them, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, and he thought Gollum looked like a good game. So God knows what he's smoking. Obviously, he just said that he was doing speed. So, like, we need to assess the Philo situation, I think, a little bit here. Philo, what is going on, mate?
QuickTime events are one of my favorite things about gaming.
No.
Dude, this guy is the ultimate contrarian.
Because Heavy Rain's a different, like, type of game. That was I loved Heavy Rain. And then we've got all of that Detroit. Look, we can't knock these games, all right? But I mean, it's Spooderman, you know. I'm just going to knock it anyway. You know, quick time event, I don't care.
Dude,
it's just what I roll.
My biggest knock is where's the upgrade? Can anyone point it out to me?
I think I can see it, especially with the gameplay with Venom at the start. That looked really good, solid. It looked a lot more darker in tone. I don't know how many people he killed at the start. It's hard to see the graphical detail when the presentation is recorded at a lower resolution. It's streamed at a lower resolution. It's going to be hard until we've actually got the game in our hands. They're saying that the city is twice the size and a little bit more bigger, and you know that's great. But what the fuck's in the city? Like, is it just going to be go from one point to the other point and maybe collect a backpack here with a stupid outfit? I don't want that. And didn't they like have that pigeon mini game? You collect pigeons as well. Like, what the fuck was that? I don't want to go collecting backpacks with little cosmetics in it. I want real-time events happening throughout the city. That's what I want. Not the stuff that they had in Spider-Man 1, because that was very linear. Like, you'd chase down a car here and there, and then there was... That was about it. That was all that would happen. Then it would happen like the exact same scene would happen 4 times during the game. It definitely needs more to it for that big open world. And if you're going to make it twice the size and a little bit more, like, what are you going to put in there, you know?
It's a great question. I almost wonder if they don't have an answer because they're not putting anything in.
Not that we could see so far. But, look, I'm sure it'd be a great linear experience. And that's how I saw the first one. I didn't really care about doing all those Far Cry 5 looking side missions. It looked like a Ubisoft game from the map. If you look down, it was like, oh, great. But the story was great. You know, I played it on the hardest difficulty. The combat was great. I loved it. It was, you know, it was just a Batman game. You know, pretty bland open world, which the web slinging was great. You know, all that. But just going from point A to point B, and I need something in the middle to like keep me on my toes. I don't want to hear someone over the like what is it they do those every time you would go from point A to point B, you'd always have someone talking in your ear.
Oh,
like,
God. Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, like, I don't want that. Like, you know, I want a bit more substance. If they can provide that, then it'll be a great game. You know, and I'll definitely love it. It was just the one thing that was missing from the first one, and I'm not knocking on the first one. Solid 8 out of 10. Definitely a good game. Not a 10 out of 10 that Philo would give it. He must like still wear a Spider-Man onesie to bed or something. Like, Philo, grow up, Philo. We're not dealing with this today. All right. Starfield will be Game of the Year. How dare you say it's not worthy? For what Todd's already given us, how dare you? I can't handle this. Oh,
He's not a Fallout fan, man, and he hasn't played any Skyrim, so he said fuck all that. Oh my.
we can only feel sorry for those who have not experienced Todd's greatness. who refuse to accept him as Lord and Savior.
Yeah,
But
it's unfortunate.
sometimes a chick and fall off a cliff and end up playing Spider-Man. But that's just the way. You know, Philo, you thought Gollum looked good. You thought that crime boss Rockhay City looked good too. So great, edgy opinions that really hard to take seriously. But okay, if that's what floats your boat, then okay, we'll just accept that. But you don't have to keep telling us how you don't care about fucking Starfield and not expect to get a reaction. Because if you want to go 12 rounds, Philo, lace them up, son. Call into the show. We want to hear what you've got to say.
Laces out. Oh, shit. Nah.
Well, look, what else is going on there? Well, we've talked about Starfield. We've whined about Philo. Paul called in, said sorry, and Bruce accepts his apology.
He said sorry to Dan Allen Gaming.
He thought I was Dallin Gaming. Which I don't blame him, because I just kind of said I was at the start, and that, you know. But if I sound like I sound like a Bruce, so not a Dan. So we're going to go with Bruce from now on. Yeah.
Bruce is a strong name. Yeah.
Yeah, strong manly name. Unlike Paul.
Oh,
sorry.
Shit! More smashes at Paul.
No. All right, back to gaming. All right. There was a game that was mentioned earlier that I wanted to touch base with. All right.
Immortals.
And that game. Yeah, that was it. Actually, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of them. So, that's the EA game, right?
It says Ascension Studios, something like that.
What have they done before?
Nothing.
All right. So, well, who is the team formed by? Like, there's got to be someone behind the team that is new, that has done something at least noteworthy. So, can you suss that out?
They called it a first-person shooter. What the fuck? Why are they calling it that? I don't see anything from this Ascendant Studios. Let me see what... No, this is their premiere game. Next gen only.
It's a premiere game, but there's got to be someone in that team that is least experienced with the game, right?
Oh, yeah. Former Electronic Arts and Sledgehammer Games creative director Brett Robbins founded this studio. Yeah. Let's see. I mean, there's some interesting people, bro. Are you looking at the same thing I'm looking at? Because it looks like Telltale people are involved. EA, Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer's good. Sledgehammer's done some pretty good stuff with the Call of Duty series. Story-wise, gameplay-wise, kind of dropped on the multiplayer aspect, so kind of happy there. This game's going to be just a complete single-player experience, right?
Yes, it appears so. Single player, yes.
Well, look, we all need new IPs, new single-player experiences. So, you know what? I got no choice but to back this as much as I can and hope it's going to do well. From what I've seen from the gameplay, it looks fluid. The magic that you do with your hands, it looks great. It looks fun. I'm not sure how the story will captivate me. Yeah, there's a lot of promise. I think the graphics look great as well, but I don't give a shit about graphics. The gameplay looks good, so that's what I'm taking note of. I'm hoping that the story holds up and that there's at least 15 hours plus meet there. Even if it's 10 and a solid game, I'm happy. New single-player IP, let's go. I'm all for it. So, yeah. Why not? Let's give Immortals the benefit of the doubt right now, because it does look good. We've seen the gameplay trailers. We've seen the previews. And that's all we can go off.
Yeah, for now. Once we see some more, though, I think it will become much clearer. I think I'm gonna have to reality check this game since it's the premiere title, and some people have some very intense opinions about it. Group of veteran Dead Space and Call of Duty game developers. That sounds like it could be interesting, but from what I've seen, a little suspicious. August.
Well, it is only around the corner, and a lot of stuff's coming out in August.
Yeah.
The Alan Wake, well, don't we? Oh, wait, is that October?
I think that's
No, it's August.
October? Or September. No, I think it's September, dude. Alan Wake.
What else is coming out in August? I know Claustrophobia comes out. I know Chainsaw Massacre comes out. I swear there's one more other title I'm missing.
Dude, Chainsaw comes out in August? Oh, wait, Alan Wake 2,
Sure.
October 17th.
October 17th.
August releases. Yeah, I know there's some big shit coming. August game releases.
Claustrophobia, Chainsaw Massacre, Immortals. There's just one more title, I swear, that's meant to be in the middle of that.
Hey, Saunders Child, thanks for the support. No
The
way.
Saunders Child donated £2 through Super Chat. I can't wait for Alan Wake 2.
Has to be good,
Saga Anderson, party face.
we need something for August, so... All right.
We do, you know. Oh my god. I don't know if this is a real Saunders Child, though. I can't wait for Alan Wake 2 Saga Anderson. Nobody I haven't heard that opinion once. Everyone thinks Saga looks lame, and I'm like, looks fine to me. Alan Wake's story, man.
I don't have an issue with her.
Yeah.
It's a lot more interesting than a character than the one that was at a Forspoken. Like, is it because she's a female of color? Is that really your issue? Because, like, it shouldn't be. Like, who cares about those two things as long as the character is interesting? If you got, you know, your issues with the other two things, what I just said, then it sounds like you should go see a counselor for. But, you know, as long as the character is interesting, appealing, look, the one thing I had about the Forspoken character, it was so stereotypical and it was really cringeworthy. So, like, can't really tell until we've played, but I've got no care in the world that she's of colour and she's a woman. I'm actually interested in seeing two different perspectives in that tale. Alan Wake 2, it kind of seems like it's fitted for exactly that. A different perspective from another perspective, because Alan Wake's telling a story and she's living it out, and he gets to tell the story as she's living it out, and you get to play both characters as it happens, is what it kind of seems like. Is
Yeah,
that not?
Yeah, and you can make the choice, like, between Alan Wake and her to, you know, play more of the story as this character. It's crazy.
Doomshane just hit us. Armored Core 6. That was the game I was missing. Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah. I'll wait for that to come out. They did make Divinity 2. That was one of the games I was actually going to get you to play on the next time we did a thing. But we'll see. It's a big game. So Divinity 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Armored Core 6. Yeah. Planescape Torment comes out. Doom Strange with all the information in it. Yeah, Armored Core 6, that was the one I was missing. Are you going to be buying that at all for us? What do you think about that?
I think I will be dipping into that reality check because it's an important game. It's like right after Elden Ring, you know? It's like his next project.
Exactly. And did you see the gameplay of it not too long ago? It was about a 10, 15-minute game preview of it.
I don't think I seen that particular one.
Yeah, it's worth watching. It'll give you a kind of an idea on the gameplay. It's definitely not going to be, you know, in terms of the ballpark of what a Souls game is in terms of difficulty. There's still going to be some DNA there, but it looks more like an action-orientated experience. The combat looks fun. Traversal looks fun. You're a fucking robot that shoots other robots. If you like that, then I think this game has everything for you. I'm excited. I really am.
Dude, excited? Shit, I'm ready right now. I see a lot of people saying this year's, it's a plus to me. This year's been an improvement upon last, and the one before that was just, oh my God. Oh my God. Right when Cyberpunk came out and the pandemic hit, it's like everything at once, just gaming took a hit. But now I think it's going in the proper direction. I look forward to Alan Wake 2. I look forward to Starfield. I mean, and I even look forward to some trashy games, honestly.
The amount of titles that are coming out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Two, you just said, with the two that I just mentioned, even Immortals or Armored Core 6, we've just Stalk 2 is still going to come out this year.
Yeah.
You've seen the graphics on that thing? And I don't know if you played the first Stalker. When it came out, it was a mess, all right? It took a lot of heavy work to fix that pile of dog shit. I don't care what people say. But when they fixed it, it was great. So that's also coming. That's meant to be a PC, Xbox exclusive day one Game Pass. A lot of people were picking on Game Pass earlier saying, oh, it's going to be day one on Game Pass. Isn't that a big warning sign? I'm like, not for me. Like, there's been a lot of great games on Game Pass that I've enjoyed day one and haven't had to whinge or complain about. They might be different to what you like, When I say Wulong, Dylan says horseshit. When I say Forza Horizon 5, Dylan doesn't care. But there's been games that you've probably also had day one on Game Pass that I would say the exact same thing to. When it comes to what Game Pass has delivered to me, apart from the last couple of months have been a bit slow, I think I'm pretty happy with what I've been given. Does a game on day one Game Pass make me skeptical? No, not at all. Redfall was going to be a pile of horse shit regardless of whether it was on Game Pass or not. Like, that turd of the game from a studio called Arcane, which is not used to providing that kind of shit. I just don't understand how that even happened. But yeah, I don't even want to waste breath talking about Redfall. But day one games on Game Pass do not entitle a person to automatically or should believe that it's going to be shit because it is. Starfield day one, Game Pass, fuck yeah, let's go. And you know what? People are still going to purchase the premium edition with that to support the developers. You've already bought the game, and people are probably going to have Game Pass and still buy the game. People do that all the time.
Well, I hope they do. I hope this has perfect success. Just perfect. But there's always that percentage that it could be something else.
Something amazing. Listen to Philo, mate. Starfield is going to be game of the year.
Or
Tears of the Kingdom shaking in its boots right now.
Yeah, it should be.
No chance.
Dude, Tears of the Kingdom, I have to say, I don't know if I can allow that game to be game of the year with the technical problems, dude. Dropping to 12 frames, like 10 frames, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. But
drop down low for you? Jeez.
It dropped down horribly.
I didn't have that many issues. When I was on the tutorial island, that's when it was mostly happening. When I got off it, apart from one boss fight, that I didn't really have any issues. But like 12, it really chopped that low. I mean, I was having too much of a good time to notice, I guess. But if a game has like drops like that are noticeable, I mean, look, I would give Tears of the Kingdom a 9 out of 10. Right now, it's the best game so far in the year, unless you can name something else, Dawn. Resident Evil 4? Do you rate that higher than Tears of the Kingdom at this point?
My enjoyment level, yeah, but game of the year, it can't be. It's a remake.
I mean, they both got 10s. I mean, they're probably sitting pretty high up there in Metacritic. Last one I checked, Resident Evil 4 Remake was a 91, 92 plus on Metacritic. Enjoyed by a majority of people. You know, it was a remake that was, you know, it should definitely be at least in contention. It really depends on how many games come out this year that really rank up there. And the Dead Space remake too. Both of those games, I don't give a shit if they're remakes. Fucking really well done, and that's what remakes should be. A lot of people hate on the Resident Evil 4 remake just because it didn't have the what do you want back? The sound, the merchant saying a little bit more. Like, do you not appreciate the less clunky controls? Actually, the controls are fucking perfect. The game is actually fun. You go back and try to play Resident Evil 4 OG, which I've done. I can't do it. I can't. I just sit down like in my hands, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's like it doesn't feel fun.
It's slow.
There you go. I'm glad we can agree on this.
Yeah, man. Shit.
And I think it's an improvement. There are things that, you know, I see that people wanted, you know, added back. Ada Wong can still suck my... I won't say that. But, you know, it's a good game. I love it. And, Ada Wong.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the best thing I take away from this is that we've gotten some great quality titles, and that Game of the Year is going to be a hard thing to fight for. We haven't even seen Starfield. I don't even know what comes after that. Shit, I'm totally blind to what comes later, but once that drops, we'll know. We'll have a considerable notion of what Game of the Year might be. Not that the title is that crazy, but, you know, it's something to talk about.
Considering what Todd Howard's already brought us in Game of the Years 4 in a row, how can you not have Starfield as a focal point leading up to the end of the year? Like, you just got to give Todd credit because he has shown that he can provide the banger. And that's what I expect Starfield to be. I'm excited. I'm pretty confident. It's been in development 10 years. If you're not hyped about Starfield, okay. You don't care about Starfield, okay. Don't need to hear about it every day. You know, Spider-Man 2, we've got that still coming at the end of the year. Like, you know, there's some good games coming. I'm pretty happy. Yeah, Alan Wake 2 might be even in talks. We'll see. We will see. Armored Core 6, yeah, like, holy shit. If you think that gaming is dead, or something along those lines, and you can't find amusement out of any of the games that have so far come out this year, we're talking either the Resident Evil 4 Remake, Dead Space, Tears of the Kingdom, there's Diablo 4. Someone was whinging about Diablo 4 earlier, saying that really, you like Diablo 4. Come on, Diablo 4 is great. You know, in-game content isn't so much there as it was Diablo 2, and this comes from a fucking OG D2 player, right? Great game still. Stop whinging. Stop whining. If it's not your cup of tea, okay. Don't need to hear about it. Don't say nothing. Mum always said, you've got nothing good to say. You say nothing at all.
That's the reality right there, man. Yeah, Diablo 4, I've liked my experience so far, and I wouldn't rate it lower because, you know, it's online content. But what the problem the caller was having earlier, Leon, it sounds like servers in the EU are just rough or something, or where he's at. I don't know, man, because I had problems, but different problems. Straight up lag, I didn't see any of that. Dude, it's just an unfortunate thing. I see why someone would give it a lower score based on that, but I didn't have too much of that. Just mainly got kicked out and then hopped right back in, no problem.
Oh, fuck, I've been on the fucking phone for almost half an hour. Shit. Usually don't go on this long. Sorry. D4, look, we'll wrap this up with D4 and let someone else call in.
Yeah.
Sorry. Look, in terms of prior Blizzard launches, and I'm talking Diablo 2 Resurrected, if you played that on launch, compare that to D4, right? D4 is such a better launch title than how D2 Resurrected was. Did you know that sometimes you jump onto D2 Resurrected during the first month or two, even after that a little bit, and you sit there for an hour in queue waiting to actually get into the game? Did you know during the first week or two, characters are actually getting fucking deleted on accident, but it was because of a technical malfunction they had with the controls, or the server was just deleting them? The servers were down like a whole, I think it was down 24 hours at one case. And then you get this one little hiccup with D4, and people are like, oh, the game is there for 6 hours. Oh. Like, if you never played a Blizzard game, like, this happens with all games. Like, games get DDoSed all the time. Like, that's just reality. And the fact that D4 has actually had such a good launch compared to how other titles were, you know, I've got nothing but good things to say. You know, this isn't Blizzard's fault. I mean, could have they made an offline component to the game? Probably, if they wanted. But, you know, we'll see. You know, this doesn't really affect my experience. D4 is great. A lot of content coming. Probably almost done with it myself. About to reach tier 4. I'm almost level 70. I'm getting a bit tired. There's no incentive to continue playing unless you like the character building, you like upgrading your character and getting different gear and feeling more powerful and that sense of progression. If you're into that and you like that grind, then you're going to keep playing it. But eventually you hit that wall and it's like the incentive is not there. The small incremental upgrades are just too abysmal. Like, it's a great game. It looks great. The story was great. I've had a lot of fun with playing with you and other friends in real life that I have, among with people that I've never met in real life. It overall, as an experience, I think at 8.6 is perfect. There's DLC, supposedly 2 big story DLCs coming. We've got the season coming up in the middle of July. Like, you know what, I'm going to give Blizzard the benefit of the doubt and hope that they can put more content into this game later on, and then we'll touch base. But right now, an 8.6 for what it is, yeah, good game.
Yeah.
Don't like it, go play Pepper Big or Golem. Probably like that more.
Precisely, man. I think the score is reasonable. I think, you know, it's a quality experience, especially if you like classic feeling games, because it's just something so indescribable. The loot, the building of your character, it's just, there's a lot to it. And if you don't find something there, I'd be shocked. But then again, nothing shocks me too much anymore.
You've got to get hours out of it before you reach the end. And if you reach the end, you don't want to continue. You've still played, 40, 50 hours for a full-price title. And sometimes you pay full price for a game that only goes 8 hours. So, like, you know, if you don't want to continue playing past the main story, you've still got your money's worth. If that's how you consider what your dollar's worth to the hour. Because I definitely do.
Yeah, same here. That's how I count, like, the not so much enjoyment factor, but the value of a game. How much I can squeeze out of it.
Well, there's plenty more to squeeze apparently coming for D4. All right, looks like I've spent a lot of time talking your ear off here, Jabras, but I appreciate you facilitating Bruce.
Hell yeah, man. We'll always have you.
All right. Ta-ta. Take it easy, people. Call in. Support the show. Let's go.
Ta-ta. Damn, he said it best. And this is an unfortunate reality. But if we don't get support now, we'll have to stop right now. I mean, it's okay. We had a cool show today. A lot of cool callers. A lot of cool callers. A lot of cool opinions. Real opinions. My goodness gracious, it's about time. So we love to hear real people, real voices. human beings, gamers. Let's close this situation down for now. The judgment of Xbox will be passed. As all, the same. Same frequency, same amount of intensity. We've been talking a lot about what's to come. And I can tell you, the course of time, it's like we're already there. We just haven't opened our Christmas present yet. The truth of the matter is this. Everything depends on the next several moves from Xbox and PlayStation. Nintendo, they don't have to do anything. People are pleased with very little over there, which is great. I'm glad people can be pleased. But over here we ask for higher standards and quality. We're looking for specifics. We're looking for advancements, not the same old slop year after year. Ubisoft does that just fine. If we were pleased with the slop year after year, I wouldn't have to do a YouTube channel at all. I wouldn't have to be nothing for me. What we have here, unfortunately, many contradictions, pointing their way at Starfield, and they're wrong. It is worth buying a console for. Sometimes throwing down the money and saying, yes, I will step forward into the next RPG experience that actually transcends what we've already had. It's like a mark in history. We've already gotten Oblivion, Fallout 3, Skyrim. I mean, the reason people are doubting this is because they haven't felt it themselves. And it'll be crazy. I doubted Tears of the Kingdom because I wasn't sure. Then Tears of the Kingdom shocked me. Way better than Breath of the Wild. Destroys Breath of the Wild. It's not DLC. Starfield. Game of the Year. I'll believe it when we play it here on the channel. 5 days early. $100 edition. $100 edition. Alrighty then. I think that will be it for today. We'll try to come back later tonight with more content. Appreciate everyone who called in, kept it cool, got down to the brass tacks of reality. None of that fakeness, none of that acting. Just gamers calling it like it is. Beautiful. We'll be doing more call-in shows. Next time, I might take the reins and just wait till much later in the show to do a call-in thing. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking I might pace it that way. A little bit more of an introduction. A little bit more meat at the beginning, and then the dessert will be the call-in. No problem, King Venom, Inverted DP, Michael Philo, God of Frogs, The Saunders Child, Lost Frames, Doom Strange, Lancaster, Lucas, Raxi. Shaman was in here. Didn't get to talk to the shaman, but my bad. Thank you all. Until next time. May every road lead you to warm sands, but until then, ta-ta.
Chaz UBCS donated $2 through Super Chat. The Dodge Challenger is purring and I love it a lot.